So we are moving on to the chapter which, yes, not worth discussing in class, but still for one topic at least we should discuss. So what is that, ma? Accounts and records. See, in this chapter, simple, no concept, nothing involved. It is all about what, sir, which fellow has to maintain what types of accounts and records. That's all. Apart from that, conceptually there is nothing greatly involved. So before going to that, one relevant definition in this chapter which you should be very careful about: place of business. So mark this definition important, chances of being tested in MCQ, etc., etc., kind of thing. So accounts and records. So first one, place of business. Okay, now coming to the first one. So what is the meaning of place of business, sir? Sir, the definition of place of business is a place from where business is ordinarily carried on and includes warehouse, godown, or any other place where taxable person stores his goods, supplies or receives the goods or services, or both. That means normally place of business means not only your office, but also your warehouse, also your godown, or any other place where you usually store your goods. Am I clear? Next, any place where taxable person generally maintains his books of accounts is also called place of business. A place where taxable person is engaged in business through an agent by whatever name called. So a place where taxable person is engaged in business through an agent by whatever name called. So your agent's location also, through him, if you're making the taxable supplies, all the stuff, that is also what, nothing but place of business. Okay, why are we studying this meaning of place of business now? Sir, your accounts and records should be maintained at, where you read ma, what you read ma here? If you are a registered person, where you should be maintaining your books of accounts, ra? Principal place of business. In case of more than one place of businesses you have, the books of accounts relating to such place of business shall be maintained at such places. We have additional place of businesses, so for that, whatever the books related to additional place of business, maintain at additional place of business, unless proved otherwise. If any document or register or any books of accounts belonging to registered person are found at any premises other than those mentioned in the certificate of registration, that is PPOB or APOB, shall be presumed to be maintained by the. If we find your books any place anywhere else, that means they'll assume you are maintaining the books there only. That means you are violating the law. Correct? You should maintain the books where? At your principal place of business or additional place of business, where it is related to additional place of business, it should be maintained at additional place of business only. Okay, if at all it has been found at your house bedroom, then normally you are seeing no more rates and all, you go, all sensitive documents and all will be there in the bedroom, somewhere in the locker, all these things. That you should not do. If you do that, it is presumed generally you are maintaining the books there only, unless otherwise. Sir, I have CCTV camera, sir. Come to my office, I'll give you the clipping. Yesterday night I brought this file, sir, to verify, that's all. I am not maintaining this at my house, sir. I have an evidence. Then okay, fine. But otherwise, unless otherwise proved, what does it mean, ma? They presume that generally, if anywhere else, if the books are identified, you are generally maintaining books there only. That way, the law will presume. Shall we proceed? Yes. Now, coming to the point. What accounts, sir? We have understood who is required to maintain the unregistered fellows. Why am I bothered about them? Correct. So, where you should maintain at principal place of business or additional place of business. If you are maintaining books anywhere else, if at all they are found anywhere else, it is presumed that you are maintaining at that location only. That means you are violating the law. Okay, fine, sir. What accounts I should? Okay, sir. It This is important. True and not true and fair. Okay, you are not giving any audit opinion right here. Okay, 1 lakh I have spent. Okay, 95,000 will write, or 1 lakh 5,000, 1 lakh 2,000 let us write. It's fair only. Not fair. We should take correct account of the following. What is that, ma? Maintain regarding production and manufacture of goods. If you are manufacturing anything, inward and outward supply of goods and services, or both. That means nothing but your purchases and stock of goods, ITC await, output tax payable and paid, such other particulars as may be prescribed. Where it will be prescribed? In rules, it will be prescribed. Okay, fine. So what is this next one? Commissioner can instruct specific class of taxable persons to maintain additional accounts or documents, or allow them to follow a prescribed method if they cannot comply with the provisions of this section. That means you are giving power to the commissioner. Commissioner wants to fix some additional burden on some specific fellow. Okay, Rakshni, maintain this particular details, like that. If commissioner orders, she should maintain. She should not say, no sir, I have seen accounts and records chapter in my final IDT textbook or inter IDT textbook, so there it is not there. Commissioner has that power. Okay, shall we continue, ma? Next, what is next one? What are the additional records? You told these are the compulsory records, and there can be any other additional records. What are the additional records, ma? Prescribed by rules, rule 56, sub rule 1, 3, 5, and 6. What and all additional records you should maintain? In addition to about true and fair accounts of the following, here see, ma, true and fair accounts of the following also need to be maintained. What are the goods or services imported or exported, RCM supplies, along with the relevant documents including invoices, bill of supply, delivery challan, credit note, debit note, receipt. Where we have seen all these, tax invoice chapter, you have seen invoices, you have seen bill of supply, you have seen delivery challan, you have seen credit note, you have seen debit note, you have seen receipt voucher, you have seen payment voucher, you have seen refund voucher. Okay, receipt voucher, when it will come into picture? When you receive advance, you will give receipt voucher. When payment voucher will come into picture? When you receive payment. Payment voucher. Refund voucher இருக்குல்ல, mental fellow there பக்கத்துல. refund refund voucher இருக்குல்லங்க. Payment voucher, when payment will voucher will come into picture? Hmm? When ma? When you pay. Tempandi maile. Online fellows, at least you tell the payment voucher when. Payment voucher will be given by the recipient under RCM supply to the supplier. Not viral fever. You will get severe viral fever. Okay. Right. Now, Vardha, at least now you're able to recollect. Yada Sabris? Yeah. Yes, sir, only. Okay. Now, coming to the point. Next one. What is next one, Ra? Separate account of advances received, paid, adjustments made, particulars of names, complete addresses of suppliers, customers from or to whom he has supplied or received. See, that means what? You should maintain the details of your suppliers as well as recipients, the customers. Yes or no, ma? Will be generally feeling like from whom you are purchasing, you should maintain a record. Okay, so this is what one most neglected point I say in practice. Okay, you should maintain the list of names and complete address of the suppliers also, customers also, that means your recipients also. Okay, right. So generally from whom you supply the goods or receive the goods, all that, for which GST is paid. Okay, next, complete address of the premises where goods are stored by him, including goods stored during transit. Okay, so where and all you are storing the goods, those details you should maintain, obvious. Okay, next, how the accounts and records will be maintained, sir? It will be maintained either manually or electronically, sir. If they are maintained manually, each volume of book of accounts should be serially numbered. If they are maintained electronically, what they should do, sir? They should maintain the books in electronic form in such a way where, sir, it is authenticated by a means of digital signature. The electronic device what you are using to maintain is doing this, God only knows. Okay, correct. What they are saying, sir, books of accounts includes any electronic form of data stored on a electronic device, and it shall be authenticated by means of, you go and open your accounts department laptop where tally you are using, or desktop where tally you are using, pin 1 2 3 4 will be the pin. Okay, you should be authenticating it with digital signature. Okay, fine, super. Now coming to the next one, sir, that is not the point, sir. This is very very important point for you. Proper backups shall be maintained so that any event of destruction of records due to accidents or natural causes, you can restore the data within a reasonable period of time. Earlier we used to do like what, when I was in articles, the accounts department, like the client office where I used to go, that fellow before going home for the day, that means before logging off, he will take entire tally backup and mail to himself. Okay, instead of like that time cloud storage, all this was not that greatly what popular, all that, or maybe involving some cost, all that. So what they used to do every day before going from office, so he will just take the tally backup and mail to the company's mail id. So obviously tally data on daily basis, it will be like backup is available with them. Suppose in any event of like this data lost or something like that, they can retrieve the data easily. With that mindset, they were doing that way. For you also, the most like challenging task is working day and night on some reports. Correct. Have you experienced that, anytime like finish the audit, preparing some report, working, you're so deeply involved, you are ignoring one message. What message? Battery low, connect the charger. You like, wait, I'll connect like that, and you'll be working. Suddenly, top morning to evening, something like that, some report you would have worked. And that is, have you anybody experienced that, sir? Data gone, worked, that report gone, sir. that is what save பண்ணல, the problem. So now if you see, even now, normally when I'm in front of laptop, leave this, ITR3 you will experience. Full return you will file, income tax return, full details, everything will be filed. When you try to generate XML, it will not get generated and it will throw you out of the website. Once you log in or something like that, XML utility or something, again it will be fresh, like your memory every morning. Correct? What happened yesterday, you will forget. Correct? So like that, for me now also, if I'm in system and I'm just thinking what to prepare something like that, if I'm thinking also, once in a while like that, 5 cents control yes, that is already getting auto saved in cloud, but still for our satisfaction, control yes, you will be typing. Okay, so that way, the data backup is one real challenge for you in practice, and one more real challenge is data segregation. Properly client wise, maintaining the folder, financial year wise, and giving all the relevant information. How properly you are maintaining folders, God only knows. Correct? Right? Yes. Now, yesterday my partner was asking, Macha, this client particular file we need, where it is? Who knows, Ra? I have never seen office work from long ago. Okay. If you ask me how I will know, and you know how beautifully you people will store the data, article fellows. Okay. Fine. Yes. Coming to the point. Yes, listen. My sincere suggestion for you is, no matter whether you are working for yourself or some others, please segregate and maintain the data properly. That is really going to be a hectic task for you. Okay. Now, don't depend on Claude AI. Okay. Shall we proceed? Everybody, shall we proceed? What is next one? Registered person maintaining e-records shall produce on demand the relevant records or documents duly authenticated by him in hard copy or in electronic copy, readable format. Also, when demanded, he should provide the details of the files. What is that? Files. This is most challenging task. Clear, Ara? You should not have password of your some memories and all. Okay, right? The, your X name, something like that. Okay, and explanation for any codes you are using, explanation for that code word. Okay, wherever necessary for access and any other information which is required for such access, along with a sample copy in print form of the information stored in such way. Simple, office rasna, you should tell everything. Okay, what is that folder, what is the password, what is the you would have given some narration. In the narration, you would have used some code word. What is the meaning of that code word, all that. Clear, Amakavya? You cannot say, no, I will not tell this to you, I will tell to Thais are only like that. You should not. Right? Shall we proceed? Yes. Next, what is next one, Ra? Wow. Fine, leave it. Have you did followed this right in your life? No entry erased or overwritten, sir. Books of accounts itself will be overwritten, sir, fully. Okay. Any entry in registers, accounts, and documents shall not be erased, defaced, or overwritten. Oh my God! All incorrect entries, otherwise than those of clerical nature, shall be scored out under attest. And afterwards, correct entry shall be attestation under the authorization of that proper particular person, CFO or director or something like that. Okay, and where registers and other documents are maintained electronically, a log of every entry. edited, deleted shall be maintained. You should maintain the log where giving the details of which and all entries you have edited on what time and which entries you have deleted. Now, this type of intelligent articles or something, they will be editing that log itself. Okay, correct, Rakshini? Yes, fraud fellows. Yeah, fine. Any GST officer watching this record, please contact Rakshini. Yes, ma. Okay, ma, right, ma, fine. Still, to collect some sensitive information of your clients. Shall we move on, bra? Next, what is the next one, bra? Persons and records to be maintained by the particular person. So, generally, every supplier other than composition dealer should maintain stock of goods also, in that, opening balance, received to supply, goods lost, stolen, destroyed, written off, disposed, uh, details of tax ma. These are two things which you should maintain: stock of goods, and also you should maintain the details of tax. How much is the output tax, how much is the ITC, how much is the tax on RCM, all these things. Okay, now specifically person wise, what are the details you have to maintain? Agent, what and all you should maintain ma? Which buffalo and all gave you authorization okay, to act as an agent to supply either goods or services, or to receive those goods or services? Description, value and quantity of goods and services received or supplied on behalf of each such principal. Accounts furnished to every principal. What and all accounts you have furnished, that you have to maintain a copy. Sir, like this 10,000 kgs you have sent, sir, I have sold this for so and so price, sir, balance 50 kgs I am returning to you, and this is the amount commission I have charged, deducted everything, you will send one statement, correct, Amma? So that details everything. You should also maintain a copy. Next, what is the tax paid on receipts or on supply of goods or services affected on behalf of every principal? Principal wise, you should maintain the details. Next, if you are a manufacturer, sir, if you are a manufacturer, obviously manufacturing goods has to maintain monthly production accounts showing what ma? Quantitative details of raw materials or services used in manufacture, quantitative details of goods so manufactured, including waste and byproducts thereof. Clear, amma? Next, what is next one, ra? Service provider, what he should maintain, the service provider? Hmm. Additionally maintain accounts showing quantitative details of goods used in the provision of service. For example, I am running a saloon, I am the barber, correct? Doing haircut, shaving, trimming, all that, and also putting some bleach, face pack, detan, all that. What and all the goods I have used in provision of such services. Right, you have one example. You are a faculty providing classes, goods, books are issued. That also you can tell, Nora. If fellow, sir. Right, yes, ma. Now, details of input services utilized. I might have got the books printing from a printer. Input services, correct? Or for providing recorded backup, I'm using some software for that software services. So like this, sir, whatever the input services utilized and the services supplied, those details as a service provider I should maintain. Next, what is next one? Person executing. What do you mean by works contract, pa? We are providing both material and labor. Constructing the house, you are only taking bricks, you are only taking the labor, you are only constructing the wall. Owner is happily eat 5 star to paying consideration. Very unprofessional fellows. Okay, so you should maintain what records, ma? Hey, works contractor, do you remember works contractor means what? The person who brings both goods and services with respect to immovable property. So now what should you do? The name and address of persons on whose behalf you are doing that works contract. Okay, whose house you are constructing, whose office you are constructing, like that. Next, description, value, quantity, wherever applicable, of goods or services received for or utilized in. How much bricks you have purchased, how much cement you have purchased, how much you have utilized in that, all those details you have to maintain. Details of payment received, names and address of the suppliers from whom you received the, that means you have purchased bricks, cement, iron and steel, all these things, no electrical equipments, everything, from whom you have purchased, all those people's details, name and address you have to maintain. Shall we continue? Next, what is next one? Owner or operator of a godown or warehouse and transporters, if you see. Sir, what they should do, ma? They should maintain the details of consignor, consignee, and other relevant details, correct? So of the goods in such manner as may be prescribed. Okay, next, books of accounts with respect to period for which that goods remained in the warehouse, including particulars relating to dispatch, movement, receipt, and disposal of such goods. So when you have taken that goods, how much time you have stored in the warehouse, when you have dispatched them, all these things, etc., etc., you have to maintain. Morning one good chapter acting like suprabhatam for you, correct? Hmm? Yes, I understand, but there is no option. We should finish it off. Okay, fine. Yes. Next, what is next one? Goods must be stored item wise and owner wise to facilitate any physical verification or inspection by the proper officer on demand. That means they are asking they maintain the goods properly, item wise, supplier wise, not for the neatness of the godown or warehouse. Whenever we want to come and verify, that time it should be proper for our convenience. Okay, see, look at that. Next, what is next one, ma? You know, this transporter, all these fellows doing RCM supplies need not register, so they can get. So if they get enrollment ID, we call it what, ra? We call it what? Hmm. யாரோ சொன்னீங்க, பாதி சொல்லிட்டீங்க, பாதி சொல்லல. சத்தமாரா கரெக்ட். என்னது? Transporter ID, where we have discussed this concept. E-way bill. In case of e-way bill, you have seen, Nora, we have seen part B, part A, transporter ID you can fill. Optional or mandatory? Yeah? Optional. Because filling the vehicle number is mandatory. Transporter ID, if you give, it is assigned to that fellow. That fellow can fill part B details, correct? That is the purpose. Okay, fine. So here, what we are seeing now, here we are talking about the transporter. What he can do, ma? Sir, unregistered person shall obtain unique enrollment number by applying electronically at the GST common portal. Enrollment in any other state or union territory shall be deemed to be enrolled in the state or so these transporters can get for state they can have this enrollment ID. So we call it as either transporter ID or also transin, correct? Transporter identification number. Okay, such person may also amend the details furnished in the prescribed form. So here write down transporter ID, or you can also call it what, ma? Trans. And the transporter obviously should maintain the records of goods transported, delivered, goods stored in transit, where and all he's storing the goods during the transit, along with the GSTN of the registered consignor, consignee for each of his branches. Next, what is next one? The last one. Custodian or clearing and forwarding agent. Who is the custodian or clearing and forwarding agent? What does it mean, ma? Hmm? What is the meaning? Custodian or clearing and forwarding agent. Who are clearing and forwarding agents, Ra? Export and import, like normally to who will take care of the legal formalities, filing bill of entry, bill of lading, all these things, etc., etc. So that fellow is called custodian or clearing and forwarding agents we are talking, or we can also call them customs house agents. So those people, okay, so they should maintain true and correct records in respect of goods handled by him on behalf of registered person, and shall also produce the details thereof as and when then required by the proper officer. Okay, so now coming to the next one. Hmm. Failure to maintain the accounts. Sir, what if I don't maintain the accounts, sir? The proper officer shall determine the amount of tax payable on the goods or services or both that are not accounted, as if such goods or services are both supplied by such person, and the provisions of section 73, 74. Write down 74A, mano. 74 capital A. As the case may be, shall mutatis mutandis apply for the determination of such tax. What do you mean by mutatis mutandis? Equally, correct? So equally applicable for this. So if you don't maintain the books of accounts, whatever the goods and services identified by the proper officer will be deemed to be supplied by you, and he will charge tax, and he will invoke the provisions of 73, 74, or 74A. Earlier 73, 74 was there. 73 was covering which are not willful tax evasion, all that. 74 was talking about willful tax evasion, fraud, all these things. Now both they have combined and give one section 74A. Okay, so 74A will talk about willful evasion as well as willful evasion or fraud, or as well as not willful or not fraudulent activities, all that. Okay, right. So that way, if you don't maintain the accounts, those sections will be invoked and will recover the tax. Shall we move on, ma? Now coming to the last concept of this chapter. What is that, pa? Period of retention of accounts. Sir, how long I should maintain the accounts, sir? Now see, for example, financial year 25, 26 over. So 25, 26 over, after that you will do some tax audit or some income tax filing, etc., etc. Almost in the month of September, October, you file GST annual return also in the month of December, something like that. Okay. So for the financial year 25, 26, you finished everything with respect to income tax, with respect to GST, all these things. Okay, ma? With respect to income tax, GST, everything. Now the problem is, you know how many atrocities you did with that financials 25, 26. So you thought, okay, Ashma, okay. So you know how much atrocities you did with your financials in financial year 25, 26. So you thought, however, we filed income tax returns, audit is over, GST annual return is over, everything filed. 1st January, new year, new beginnings. Let us rectify all past mistakes. Like that, what you are doing? You are going to Marina Beach morning along with the books of accounts of financial year 25, 26, and in Marina, Sarvam Gangarpanam, like that. Okay. So from now I will be good boy. Like that, you are going and praying there. Can you do that or not? Why? Because, sir, each law has a separate requirement, sir, with respect to period of maintaining the accounts. Correct? Ah? That is why you see in your accounts department, in your offices, all that stuff, sir, the cupboards, one full like what box and all they would have had, and for financial year they would have written 2021, 1920 financial year wise box color. They'll be putting all the files and will be putting in the cupboards. Have you seen that, Ra? So if you have not seen in office, like in audits, etc., when you go, you will see that. And now you understand the logic why there will be a fire accident in accounts department. Correct? So if at all, see, for example, Rakshini is doing some good amount of fraud in books of accounts, all this stuff. So she's coming and asking, Vishnu sir, do you have any idea for this? I'm asking, do you have a lighter? Okay. So she's like, no sir, matchbox only I use. Okay, okay. No ma, for doing any something. Right, okay. Now imagine, she's like, sir, I have only matchbox, sir. No problem, give it, ma. So now you understand why there will be fire accident in accounts department. Right? There will be one dabba AC which is running from last 20 years. Capacity also almost not that great. Short circuit, fire accident. Why accountant will be smoking in the accounts department? Right? Fire accident. Why fire accident? Now because of this reason, sir. They would have done some tremendous manipulations, all the stuff. So to erase all the evidences, whenever you hear the news, there was a fire accident in accounts department, you should not be Adappavi, like that. See what happened. I have seen one practical incident. See, in 2024, not related to business records, all that. In 2024, Andhra Pradesh elections, the government is changing. So election results announced. Afternoon by afternoon, they came to know they are coming to power. One fellow in particular region called Madanapalli, like that. There is one place. So there, this in sub registrar office, some registration, land registrations, etc., etc. Something I don't know exact subject, but there was some fraud done by previous minister along with the help of some government officials. Obviously, the newly elected government fellow now, just afternoon news, elections over, you got majority. What you should do, you should keep quiet and do the action, all that. This fellow evening he is coming in front of media, Ray, next to see I will take out all the records details and I'm going to throw you into the jail, all that challenge and all he give. Night fire accident in the government office. In TV9, you know TV9 news channel. In TV9 news channel, famous in Telugu. In TV9 news channel, the scrolling was not like fire accident and the documents are burnt. Fire accident and all important documents are burnt. That is the scrolling. Then what? Next day, that fellow who has won the election wants to take action. Went to the office. What is there? Om Namah Shivaya. That's, you want to do something, not do silently. Before doing something, you should not advertise to the world. Okay, what that? And one more thing, government officials also involved there. So everybody together celebrated Diwali. Okay, in the office. Okay, that way, right? So whenever you hear about some fire accident, documents destroyed, all these things, you should see from different angle. It is not like ayyo some. So that way, possibility is there, high possibility. Welcome to India. Okay, India is not for beginners, bro. So like that, sir. How many years we should maintain my accounts for this GST? 6 years. You should not write all this nonsense in the exam. Yes, 6 years only, correct. But please be careful in any subject for that matter. When they say 30 days, write 30 days. Don't write 1 month. Feb 1 month, not 30 days. Correct? So please make sure 6 months not writing 180 days. Or if there is 180 days, you remembering 6 months. Not correct. Okay. So that way here, sir, until the expiry of 72 months from your birthday or my birthday, from the due date of furnishing annual return for the relevant financial year to which accounts and records pertains. Normally, not actual date of filing annual return. Due date of filing, where you have seen actual date of filing that annual return. 16 subsection 4. Everywhere time limits where you are seeing credit notes giving time limit, or this corrections GSTR 8 we have seen. Everywhere the deadline will be 30th November of the succeeding financial year or actual date of filing annual return of the relevant financial year. We would have heard that, correct, or read that. Here it is not actual date, it is due date. What is the due date for filing annual return? 31st December. Due date for furnishing annual return. Write down there 31st. 31st December of succeeding financial year. Shall we continue? Here, write down mutatis mutandis means what? Shall equally. Okay, right. So, what is the deadline, guys, for maintaining books of accounts under GSTs are 72 months from the due date of filing annual return for the relevant financial year. Now, you tell me for the financial year 25-26, financial year 25-26, what is the deadline, pa? 31st December 2026, correct? From that 72 months. Hey, months layo. From this, you should travel. How many months, pa? 72 months. Then you will land with 31st December 2032. Correct? Yes. Now, there is a real problem. For example, 25-26. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. 25-26. You got one notice. Hey, Tambi, you have to pay 143 lakhs GST like that. Okay. Now you are challenging that order. Sorry, sir, I am not liable to pay like that. And almost hearings, almost everything, like, see, you went to departmental appeal, failed. Then you went to tribunal, failed. Now you went to high court. High court is almost about to give judgment. Let us assume, mm, 2nd June 2033. Okay, 2033. They're asking for document. Sir, Deadline 31st December 2032, sir, for maintaining that records. So 1st January, normally every year we'll celebrate Bogi. Hey, Bogi, Bogi, Bogi. So in Bogi, we have financial year 25-26. Give nice fire, sir. Nice warm feeling. Sir, if at all there is any appeal pending, any registered person who is a party to an appeal or revision or any other proceedings before appellate authority or revisional authority or appellate tribunal or court, you should retain what are all these things. You'll understand appeals and revisions chapter. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now, shall retain the books of accounts and other records pertaining to the subject matter of the above mentioned cases for a period of 1 year after the final disposal of such case or for the period specified above, whichever is later. So, for example, sir, 25-26 financial year. So, I went to High Court, there was an appeal, everything. Yes, sir. Appeal got disposed, sir. Appeal got disposed. I got judgment on 2nd June 2032. Judgment itself you got on 2nd June 2032. But deadline is 31st December 2032 or 1 year from the date of disposal. Which when it got disposed 2nd June 2032. So till 1st June 2033 or 31st December 2032, whichever is later, you should maintain the records. So which is later, ma? Till this you should maintain the records. Clear? That means what? If the appeal is not disposed, you should maintain the accounts. Correct? Imagine appeal is not disposed even in 2034. You should be maintaining till 2034. When the final disposal, when the appeal is disposed, finally got the judgment from that 1 year or this 60, 72 months, whichever is later. Understood? This is the only key concepts which I felt relevant in this chapter or worth discussing. Balance you could have managed. Okay. So refer example 119 here. Write down example 119. So with this, we are done with chapter called accounts and records. Okay, right. Yes, for this clapping is not required. No, please. I am only feeling guilty. Okay, right, right. So let us start the new chapter returns. So first of all, those who are watching the recordings, pause the video, read first 4 pages before GSTR 1A. That is till this key points and then continue the lecture. Those who are watching the recording, strictly follow this. Now, coming to the point, the returns chapter, as you have already read now once, you got little bit of fair idea what is this actually, because easily explained actually in the textbook. So nothing like complicated or whatever it is. And this chapter is not involving any conceptual things, etc., etc. It is all about what is the return, who has to file it, when they have to file it. Clear? Those things we are going to see. Now, generally in ITC itself, we have discussed something called GST returns. Correct? In ITC chapter, we have discussed GSTR 1, 2B, and 3B. Section number 37, 38, 39. If you remember, 37 is GSTR 1, 38 is 2B, 39 is 3B. Okay, so 37, 38, 39. First of all, who has to file GSTR 1? The simple thing, sir. GSTR 1 has to be filed electronically by every person registered under GST, including a casual taxable person. Correct? So that will also has to file GSTR 1. Now, first prima facie understanding, sir. In GSTR 1, what is the information you are going to give, ma? Outward supplies. That means all your sales information you are going to give in GSTR 1. This we have, again I repeat, we have already discussed in ITC chapter. Now, other than these fellows, everybody else has to file GSTR 1. Who are those fellows, ra? NRTP, non-resident taxable person, because they have to file GSTR 5. Okay, GSTR 5. Other than composition taxpayer, because GSTR 4, correct only. Other than input service distributor, because this fellow has to file, tell properly, 6, GSTR 6. Person deducting tax at source, TDS, GSTR 7. Next time when I'm just Printing the book, I will just take it here. So serial order will be better. 4, 5, 6, 7. GSTR, person collecting tax at source need not file GSTR 1. They have to file GSTR 8. Supplier of OIDR services, GSTR 9. Correct, Amma? Right. 9 is annual return, right? GSTR 9, it is not that. So this is 5A. Okay. Right. Seshama wrote 9, huh? Fine. Yes. He thought for a second, are we attending lectures of correct fellow or not? The moment I said GSTR 9, what Seshama? Yes, sir. I understood, ma'am. Fine. Yes. Shall we continue? So these people, I repeat, sir, every person should file GSTR 1, including casual taxable person. But these fellows need not file GSTR 1 because they have separate returns. Non-resident taxable person will file GSTR 5. Composition taxpayer has to file GSTR 4. Input service distributor, person deducting tax at source, collecting tax at source, OIDR services. Okay. So these are only in CA final. Okay. Now coming to the point. So first, GSTR 1 we have a clarity already. Now, before going to the further discussion, let us understand in reality what happens actually, or whatever you have read now, QRMP scheme, etc. etc. See, in life, I have seen two most useless things. Second most useless thing is QRMP scheme under GST. The first most useless thing is what? Your BCom certificate. Okay, yeah, right. Don't say, sir, our articleship certificate. Very, very important for writing final exams. So, the point is, sir, what government thought, na? Every person normally filing GST returns, all this stuff, normal taxpayer, monthly, they have two responsibilities. What are the two responsibilities, ma? GSTR 1 and 3B. Sir, 1, we will file on or before 11th of the next month. 14th, what will be generated? 2B will be generated. 1 will show your sales, your output tax. 2B will show your purchases, so input tax. So you file 3B, set off your output tax, input tax, balance whatever is there in cash and close it. That is what the requirement. So every person on or before 11th of next month, what they will do now? GSTR 1 they have to file. On or before 20th, what they should do now? GSTR 3B they should file. While 3B filing, what should they check? 2B, so that they will understand their ITC. And already filed one, so they will understand their already filed one, so they understand their purchase sales or tax liability. Tax liability. Shall we continue? Sir, this is little bit complicated, sir. Now listen, ma. Sir, this is little bit complicated, especially for small taxpayers. So we want to introduce a scheme which will give little bit of relief to them. So for that purpose, what they did, they have introduced this scheme called QRMP. See, this is difficult for them to follow, so we have introduced this scheme. Okay, are you understanding the point, ma? In search of gold. So like that. See, in GST, normally what they are doing now, they feel something. Life is so easy here. Let us complicate it. They will complicate it and further they'll give solution. That is the crazy thing. Best example for that is IFF, invoice furnishing facility. I'll tell you why it is. You will understand in some time. Okay. So now coming to the point, sir, what they are doing now, sir. I told to give relief to whom, pa? Small. Who is a small taxpayer now? Whose aggregate turnover in preceding financial year did not exceed 5 crore? For that fellows, we are bringing QRMB scheme, which is optional or mandatory. So we want to like what simplify your life. Now look at this one. Let us take example actually. First of all, QRMB scheme means what? Quarterly return, monthly payment. It means tax you pay monthly, return also no problem. Quarterly you file, I don't mind. Information late also no problem. Money should be priority. Okay. So quarterly return, monthly payment. Clear? Now, sir, let us take one quarter example. Let us take July to September quarter. Okay. In July to September quarter, how many months are there, ma? Now, what is the first month, ma, in this? Second month, ra? August. Third month? Okay. September. September. Okay. Right? Okay. Now again Seshma will think, "Sir, paisa barbad, money wasted like that she'll feel." Okay. Now listen ma. Fine. So 3 months we have, correct? In this 3 months, what is that point? Pay taxes are monthly. After the quarter is over, you file the returns. So now look at this ma. Listen. First, pay tax monthly, correct? July month over. July month tax you should pay. When ma? Next month, August. Deadline. What is the deadline? You know deadline. 25th. Okay. 25th. You have not yet read that page. Don't worry. Wait. This is related to section 39 and all. Their payment of tax, there it will go. Now, what they should do? Listen like a story. That's all. You'll understand the drawbacks. You understand the solutions department has given for the problems created by them. Okay. So monthly, what we should do? We should pay tax. You tell me here, sir. July month over. August 25th. What you should do? Pay tax. For paying tax, sir, we have two options. Okay, pay tax 25th August. Pay tax. What are the two options you have? One is SAM, self-assessment method. Okay, not the SAM what you are thinking. Or FSM, fixed sum method. These are the two methods: fixed sum method, self-assessment method. Two methods in which you should pay tax. You can pay tax, any option your wish. Okay, August month over. What will you do? Hmm? August month over. What will you do? Pay tax. When? September 20. Okay. Hmm? Again, what method? Same story. SAM or FSM. Okay. Same story. Okay. Not SFM, FSM. Okay. Right. Now coming to the last month. Last month over. Now last month over means quarter itself over. Now, sir, file GSTR 1. GSTR 1 for the quarter. Due date is what, ma? Next month, October, ma? 13th October. Okay. 13th October, you should file GSTR 1. Giving all invoice details, what and all you raised in July, August, September, for all that, sir, you should file GSTR 1. 13th October. Now, sir, you should make payment of tax, corrector. You should file 3B. In this 3B, whatever the balance shortfall is there, first month, second month, you paid tax. Third month over. From that, you understood the difference. While filing 3B, pay taxes. So 3B, is only for paying tax. So 3B, you will pay tax. What is the deadline, ma? Sir, it is 22nd or 24th, as the case may be, based on in which state you are. If you are in this particular states, 22nd of next month after the quarter. What are the states? Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Union Territories of Daman and Diu, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Puducherry, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep. All these cases, what it is, ma? 22. Remaining all cases, these states: Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, and the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Chandigarh, and Delhi. For all these things, what is the deadline, pa? I don't have any code word for these states. If you find out anything, you just tell me. Okay. Today you think about this. Okay. Now, yes, listen. Simple, ma. If you take India, India map, just imagine whole India map like that. I am saying, okay, wait for you. I will. So, as you have requested for professional photos, okay. So, look at this, ma. See, for these states, these are group one states. So, these states, what is the due date? 22nd. Okay. And for these states, it is, that means simple, ma. This northeastern, something like that we can say, and southwestern we can say. Okay. So, like that. Sir, 22nd and 24th. For these states it is 22nd, and for these states it is 24. Clear? Now, first of all, why are two different due dates? Correct? Why? Because see the logic behind their thought process here is on 20th you open GST website for paying tax GSTR 3B. It will function so beautifully. There will be sometimes pop-up messages also, already 1.5 lakh taxpayers using the portal, kindly wait, like that. You have seen message anytime? You know how many people registered under GST in India? 1.23 crore. What is last in my memory? Okay, 1.23 crore registered taxpayers in India. Not even 1 lakh fellows in composition scheme, I guess. You take 23 lakhs also, or 1.23 crore na. What is 1% in that? 1.2 lakhs. You are not able to serve the customers beyond 1% of your total registration. That means how beautifully servers you are maintaining. You think about PUBG. In one game PUBG, how many players will play one game in one single game fight? You know, ma, she's saying two also not a problem for me. The confidence she has shown in her face while giving that answer is like something crazy. Ma. PUBG, how many players will play in one single match, one single game? Boys, you never played PUBG, ra? 100 in PUBG, 100 players will be there in one game. In some games there will be 50 players, like that. Okay, so 50, 100 games they will be playing. Normally there are some other options also, like Adira fighting one on one with Seshamma. Okay, so she said two. Confidence of moonjilo paakano. Okay, right, fine. So sir, you take 50 players only in one game. In India, how many members will be playing that game? The same time outside India, how many people will be playing that game? You know about Indians addicted to PUBG, all these things are similar types of games I am talking about. Because some other fellows will say, sir, battlegrounds, or some others will say Call on Duty, sir, Free Fire, something like that. Okay, so now listen. Sir, listen. The point is how much strong their servers are, and you being government, just with 2 lakh crore revenue per month, correct? So on 20th on due date you are not able to handle 1.5 lakh taxpayers. Okay, now their point is, see, everybody is going to a place, okay, called pay tax is the name of that place. There is only one road. 20th traffic jam. Okay, full traffic jam. Okay, what they did, they have laid two extra roads. 22nd, 24. So traffic jam will be like little bit clear, like that. But unfortunately nobody is using these roads, road closed. So what happened now? Because there is no logic of QRMP scheme. So which fellow will use this QRMP scheme? Almost no one. So what will happen? Nobody using the road. So everyone straight away again what? Same thing, site crashes, site will not work, all these things, obvious things. Indian government sites, being Indian government sites. Okay. Now, so the point is, sir, this is the logic behind the 22nd and 24th. Because you may get a doubt while reading, why this two due dates? Already 20th is there. They would have given the same thing here. No. Why? Because that is the reason. For these taxpayers population, go 22nd. These taxpayers, this population, go 24th. So that was the reason for two due dates. Am I clear till now? Yes. So in QRMP scheme, first of all, listen now. So this is what you have understood till now, correct? With this, there is one big disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Ah, if you are QRMP seller, I am purchasing from you. You imagine in the month of July, I have purchased. July 4th, July 5th, you raised invoice, give to me. Then you are filing that invoice. October 13th. That means that will come to me as ITC in September month 2B. October 14th my 2B will be generated. In that only it will be reflected. Hey, your sale is my purchase. I purchased from you, but you are not filing GSTR 1 monthly. So when will I get my purchase invoice in 2B? After that 2 months, after that 3 months, there is a gap, correct, Amma? You tell me now, will I buy from you? If I buy also, I'll ask for immediate reflection of ITC in 2B. But it is not reflected. You are saying, no, sir, sorry, I am under QRMP scheme. One time I saw experienced. Again, I will come. Already 2 months, 3 months delay has happened. Next time, will I do the same mistake? Next to you, one other fellow is selling same goods, not under QRMP scheme. Both of you selling the same price or giving the same credit period. Why should I purchase from you when I get ITC here immediately? Correct? So now there is a big problem of passing on credit. For passing the credit mark, you understanding the point? There is a delay happening 2 3 months. All this. So for this, what is the solution? IFF. Now what they are doing, huh? Sir, monthly. What you are doing, ma? Paying tax. You take one more responsibility. Responsibility number 2. Monthly file IFF. What is IFF? What is the due date? Sir, July month over, sir. 13th next month, 13th August. File IFF. Sir, August month over, sir. Then what should I do? 13th September. 13th September. File. Okay, sir. After that, 13th October. However, GSTR 1 will come into picture. Now the crazy part is, why are you asking me to file IFF, ma? To pass on the credit ITC, correct? ITC will come to B2B invoices or B2C invoices. B2B. IFF option, you can only go with B2. You cannot give B2C invoices here. Because for B2C, however, credit is not required. No. So only B2B invoices can be filed in IFF. Am I clear? Now I have a small doubt. While filing GSTR 1, all invoices you are segregating into how many types? B2B, B2C large, B2C others. B2B and B2C large you should give invoice wise. B2C others how you will give? Consolidated figure, state wise, rate wise, you have to give the figure. Correct? Sir, Karnataka 5% sales 10 lakhs. Andhra Pradesh 5% sales 7 lakhs. Kerala 5% sales 2 lakhs. Like this, state wise, rate wise, consolidated figure enough. Now you tell me where is more work? Invoice wise details or consolidated details? Uh, Ekala. Invoice wise. Why invoice wise? You should give GST invoice number, supplier GST IN, you should give the date, you should give the value, pin to pin details, you should give a 100 invoices are there, 100 invoice details clearly you should mention. So which is difficult, B2B or B2C? B2B, because B2C 10,000 invoices are there also, I will take total 5 lakhs over. Each invoice how much, what is the invoice number, all this nonsense not required, correct? Now B2B invoices is difficult, B2C is difficult. B2B is difficult. That B2B is like you are filing in IFF file பண்ண தெரிஞ்ச எனக்கு GSTR 1 file பண்ண தெரியாதா? Are you understanding the point, ma? When I can file IFF, happily I can file GSTR 1 itself. Why should I follow QRMP scheme? Now you understand the crazy thing. Client will not be remembering what happened yesterday breakfast. You ask him 1 month back what has happened. You ask him 3 months back B2C data. Swamiye Ayyappo. Like that song we should be singing, correct? Ara? Because you understand, first month IFF I am filing, only B2 information given. B2C I should keep it aside. Next August month, B2B invoices only I am filing. B2C I should keep aside. And putting all these things, I should file GSTR 1 later. Leaving whatever the invoices you gave in IFF. That much properly, client with turnover less than 5 crores will maintain the books. Will maintain the details. First, he will not have accountant only. Correct, Tara? Nowadays, you are seeing any startup companies, owner itself is the accountant. And that buffalo will never respond to you. Have you experienced that, Ra? I am experiencing. You message today, they will reply after 1 month. And they will ask, sir, why interest, sir? Why penalty, sir? 1 month you have been sleeping, no, without responding for that. Correct. So that way, the crazy thing is, sir, you give full information or you don't give information. Half information you are giving, half information you are storing for next filing. That is not going to work out, correct, Amma? And one more thing, while filing GSTR1, the hectic task itself B2B. When I am finishing that, then obviously I can finish GSTR1. Life simple. 11th GSTR1, 20th GSTR3B. Over. First month 13th IFF, next 25th payment of tax using fixed sum method or self assessment method. Next month again IFF, next month again paying tax, next month again GSTR1. In GSTR1 I should give first month quarter, first month B2C supplies, quarter second month B2C supplies, third month B2B and B2C, and first month second month any B2B invoices if I have forgot. All these things I should add and I should file GSTR1. After filing that, the GSTR3B taxes, you will get exact tax liability for that quarter. First month, second month, whatever you have paid, minus that and pay balance amount, all this nonsense. Instead of that, sir, wake me up on 11th, sir, I will file 1. Again on 14th, you wake me up, I will see happily 2B. See what is the input tax. I will arrange balance fund file GSTR3B on 20th. Am I clear, ma? When this is so easy, what you did? Yes, you complicated this by what, ma? Now you tell me, my first point is, sir, why QRMP scheme? Now listen, monthly filing GST returns involves cost. Small taxpayers should be paying something to the consultants, tax consultants, or auditors, all these things. So the cost should come down. That was the whole agenda. Now what you did, that means they want to keep you free, ma. Quarterly ones they wanted to disturb you. Now monthly ones obviously you are disturbing. You're asking me to file IFF, again pay tax, again IFF, again pay tax, and again 1 and 3B. Instead of this, happily I will file 1 3B, 1 3B, 1 3B. I will never advise any of my client to follow QRMB. Why? Because waste. Unnecessary headache or unnecessary, like you have to remember too many things. Good and simple tax. So don't follow QRMB. Is the final message. Okay. Now coming to the point here. Sir, the interesting part is, you told monthly you should pay tax, correct? Now first I repeat. In quarter, how many months are there? First month over. What should we do first? First month over. What should we file? IFF you should file 13th. Okay, I just took the way how they have introduced QRMP. So you are saying second IFF. But 13th will come first or 25th will come first? So first month what you should do? IFF. In IFF what will you file? B2B invoices only, not B2C. And one more interesting part is, only B2B but less than or equal to 50. You cannot file more than 50 lakh worth invoices in a month. Why? Because their logic is, aggregate turnover 5 crores in a year na, per month how much is the sale you are doing? Almost 45 lakhs, 47 lakhs, like that. So average they give 50 lakhs. But my point is, sir, I am doing textile business. Diwali season in 1 month I will do 1 crore, sir. Balance I will be just spending time with houseflies and butterflies in the shop, sir. Correct? That means no customer, no business, hardly 10 20 lakhs I will do. Then what should I do? Can I take this? In 1 month you cannot file more than 50 lakh worth invoices. So that, okay, whatever balance extra invoices you have to keep it for next IFF or for GSTR1. Then better I will go for monthly filing only. Don't worry, follow monthly filing. QRMP is optional, no. The interesting part is, 1 quarter you can go QRMP, 1 quarter you can go monthly. Okay, whenever you want you can shift. This is not like RCM. Once you select an option, you should be sticking on to that for one financial year. This is not like that. You can change whenever you want in the quarter, for the quarter. Okay, 1 quarter QRMP, another quarter. Now you imagine, financial year will be from April to March. How many quarters will come? Okay, April to June 1 quarter. Next July to September 1 quarter. October to December, and Oi, March quarter. Jan to? Ah, okay, ma. You are correct, ma. Yes. Now the point is here you can go with QRMP. Here you can go with monthly. Again QRMP. Again monthly. But once you select an option and you don't deselect it, it will be continued. It is like Newton's second law or third law. Third law, the second law, first law. I don't remember. Yes, okay, okay. Leave it. Okay. No, no. If something is in a particular state, it will remain in that state until some external force is applied like that. One Newton law is there. You remember, Amma? Leave it. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Right, right. Leave it. Now coming to the point. See, taking Seshamma, join for GST class, learn physics extra, complimentary. Okay. Right. Yes, listen, ma. Coming to the point, if it is in monthly, it will continue for monthly. It will not change to QRMP. If it is in QRMP, it will keep on in QRMP. It will not change to monthly unless you change it. Okay. So you can change from one quarter to another quarter, any option, how many times you want. But only thing is aggregate turnover in preceding financial year should not have exceeded 5 crores. Clear? Another crazy part is, sir, this is April to June quarter, correct? Amma? And this is July to September. For example, July to September quarter, you want to change. Maybe you are in QRMP, you want to go to monthly, or you are in monthly, you want to go to QRMP. You want to change. This is something crazy. When that option window will open to select or deselect QRMP, okay, when that window will open for a particular quarter, that window will open on first day of the second month of the preceding quarter till the last day of the first month of the relevant quarter. Listen now, listen. One more time. Dialogue slowly you will listen. Okay. Slow motion dialogue. Okay. This window will open on first day of the second month of preceding quarter. What is the preceding quarter? What is the preceding quarter? First day of the second month. What is the second month in there? May. Okay, May first the window will open. Ajao. Okay. Right. May first the window will open till the last day of the first month of the relevant quarter. Relevant quarter is July to September. In that, what is the first month? July. In that last day, what is that? Are you understanding the point, Ra? That means you tell me. Yes, yes, listen. Sir, April to June quarter, ma. When the window will open, you tell me. First, oh, preceding quarter, second month. What is preceding quarter? Preceding quarter, Jan to March. So, what is the second month? On that first day. 30th April. That means Feb, March, April. 3 months the window will be open to select or deselect QRMP scheme. So Jan, Feb, April, May. Different colors I am writing, see, for you. For this purpose, you want to select or deselect anything. The option will be open. Okay. Yeah? So now July, August, September. For this, when the option will open? October, November. For this, clear. So, no, for return filing and all, you should be convenient. No, see, here it will be open till October. Na. After October is over, immediately you should be able to file something. No, either IFF or GST or one. So, till October 31st, you think and decide. Because October month is over. October month return, you should file. Are you going to file IFF? Are you going to file GSTR? One as usual. So you will have that option. Clear? Fine. Too much of spoon feeding. Let us proceed. Shall we continue? Now tell me when this window to select or deselect QRMP scheme will be open. First day of the second month of the preceding quarter till last day of the first month of the relevant quarter. Clear? The facility to select and deselect this option can be exercised from any future tax period from first day of the second month of the preceding quarter till the last day of the first month of the relevant quarter. I don't know what you are thinking while reading this point or what you have thought. Hmm? You were like, okay, it is too complicated. This fellow will explain, however. Update proceed panding, correct? Huh? Right, fine. Shall we proceed? Clear, am understood? So that is what option to select and deselect. Okay. Now this is okay. One side of the cringe story. Now cringe Pro Max is coming. That is, sir. What no? I will summarize later on again. Don't worry. You are understanding bit to bit the scenes, correct? Total story I will just stitch it for you. Wait, okay. Now listen. But till now you understood what you have heard. Connection I will give. Don't worry. Okay. Now the another crazy part is, sir, payment. Huh? Last one. Payment of tax. Astonish முடியல இதுன்னு சொன்னா. Now you understood how useless point is this. Okay. Padipist itself is getting vexed. Venara இது. Okay. Now listen. Payment of tax. How many options you have? Two options. What are the two options, ma? SAM and FSM. So let us talk about SAM. SAM is simple. Self-assessment method. Monthly or quarterly? Monthly only you are paying tax, correct? Hey, you calculate your output tax. You calculate your input tax. How much you have to pay, you pay. That is self-assessment method. You only will calculate your output tax because you know your sales. You only will calculate your input tax because monthly 2B is generated for you. So you will calculate your input tax, whatever you feel. Sir, this month I should pay 40. Pay 40 and get lost. You feel, sir, this month I should pay 20,000. Pay 20,000 and get lost. Self-assessment method. You tell how much to be paid. You pay it and you go. This you will do for first 2 months. Third month over. GSTR 1 you have filed. You know all the months input tax, all that. You know exact liability. Whatever the shortfall is, sir, you pay it and get lost. No problem. Now, coming to FSM. Sir, fixed sum method, you will not tell how much to pay. That is self-assessment method, no. System will tell you how much you should pay. System will tell you how much tax you should pay. Now you will feel, how system will know that how much I should pay, sir? Because of your past browsing history. Past payment history. Okay. Now listen. Sir, how fixed sum method will operate? Now I repeat, system will tell how much you have to pay, correct? Now, in which quarter we are in my in the example? Hey, please be very careful and attentive for few minutes. Little bit complicated. Not complicated, confusing. We are in which quarter? July to September, correct? System will say, sir, for July, you should pay this month. Sir, for August, you should pay this much, like that system will tell. How system will tell? Na? System will check your payment history. Before July to September, how you have been paying tax? Monthly or quarterly? I mean, you are in QRMP schema, normal schema. What is the possibility? Before this July to September, you are, oh, madam, இங்க focus பண்ணுங்க. Okay, right. Fine. July to September, before that, July to September, you are paying QRMP scheme. Before that, in which scheme you would have been? Or monthly also, because you can select and deselect every quarter. So two options are there. Before July to September, either you are paying on monthly basis or simple system will assume you will follow the same trend of payment. Same trend of payment. How many options you have ma before this? Two options. What are the two options? QRMP and monthly. Sir, before July to September, I was paying taxes like a good boy. I was in monthly scheme, sir. One buffalo suggested me QRMP scheme, I came, sir. Correct? Ah? Now, my question is before July to September, listen carefully. Before July to September, when was your last tax period? What was your last tax period? June, April to June. Nalla screen பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க. See carefully the screen and tell me. Before July to September, you have been paying taxes. We are discussing monthly or quarterly. Monthly means your last tax period is June month or April to June quarter. June month only, no. நான் இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல சொன்னா ஓகே. Don't worry. Right. So June month was the last tax period. You have been paying monthly taxes, Nora. June month tax you will be paying in July. I am not asking in which month you are paying. I am asking for which period you paid. June period you would have paid tax, correct? Understood. July to September. Before that, how you have been paying taxes? Monthly. That means June month you would have paid. May month you would have paid. April month you would have paid. What was the last month you paid? Immediately last month. Immediately last month, June month. Sir, I have paid 45 rupees in cash. How much, ma? 45 rupees in cash. Then system will assume your monthly liability is same. You will follow the trend. System it gave option to you. You calculate and pay. You are saying no, I am not able to calculate. I am a commerce student, not math student, like that. The system is telling pay how much based on your trend. June month 45 na. System will assume, I repeat, June month paid in cash, because sales will be same, purchases will be same, output tax also will be same, input tax also will be the same. System will assume that last month 10 lakh sales na, this month also 10 lakhs. Last month 2 lakh purchases na, this month also 2 lakh purchase. Last month you paid 45 rupees cash na, this month also you will pay cash. Okay, so July month it will ask you to pay 45. August month it will ask you to pay 45. Now once September is over, you file your GSTR 3. Now you will get your actual. Correct? Actuals can be what? Imagine rupees 100 or rupees 70. How much you have already paid? How much you should pay extra here? What if it is 70? Withdraw rupees 20. Why withdraw rupees 20? Or you can say, or carry forward also. Why? Because this 90 rupees is there, no ma? This is sitting in your cash ledger. This is sitting in your cash ledger. When will you use this? By filing GSTR 3B for quarter July to September. When this will happen? October, which date? 22nd or 24th. Super, very good. Now, if at all after that you have any balance in cash ledger, you do whatever you. But before filing GSTR 3B of this quarter, you want to withdraw that 20 rupees or 5 rupees from cash ledger. Sir, Pani Puri, sir, Pasikiri, sir, like that. You want to withdraw. Sorry, Patambi, not allowed. You cannot use this cash ledger balance unless and until you settle this quarter liability. After that, you do whatever you want. You withdraw it, you carry forward it, it's your wish. Am I clear? A simple ma. First 2 months, what will happen? Approximately you will pay cash. How you take that approximately? System will follow, you follow the same trend. 100% of your preceding month liability, preceding tax liability, if at all you are paying monthly basis. But you tell me, what if I was paying it on quarterly basis? Quarterly basis. What was the last quarter for you? April to June. April to June, how much you paid in cash? Sir, rupees 100 I paid in cash, sir. Then what system will assume? 100 for July to September quarter also 100 rupees in cash is the liability, like the system will assume. Assumption will work only for 2 months. After third month, you have actuals. Shortfall, deposit. Extra, withdraw, carry forward your wish. Hey, Purida, am I clear? Now, sir, April to June 100 rupees cash liability, na? July to September also 100 rupees cash liability. So in July month, how much they will ask you to pay? How much they will ask you to pay? 33.33333333. Yeah, no, sir. Yeah, be little bit professional, ra. Okay. 35. They say what, ma? 35. They will say 35% of the preceding quarter liability. To keep it simple, I brought rupees, 100 rupees. So instead of paying 33, the loss is 35 rupees you pay. That means 35% you pay. This month quarter liability 100% is there, no ma? In this 100% liability, 35% you pay first month, 35% you pay in second month. So total how much percent over? After the quarter is over, you will file 3B. You will know the actuals. Same story. Actual liability is how? Sir, actual liability is 70 rupees or 100 rupees. If it is 100 rupees, you pay 30 rupees. If it is 70 rupees, you have already paid 70 rupees. If it is 50 rupees, you have paid 20 rupees extra. You can withdraw. Same story. Re understood, ama now? Fixed sum method means first 2 months you will pay how much, ma? 35% of the preceding quarter liability paid in cash. If it was preceding tax paid is month, preceding tax paid is month, 100% of the preceding month liability in cash. You did not read those points because this will come in section 39. Mm, mm. Look at this. Now look at this. Page number 7. Come to page number 7. Look at this. My self-assessment method. How much you will pay? Ra? Read everyone along with me. The taxpayer himself ascertains the tax liability by considering outward and inward supplies and pays GST PMT 06. To determine ITC available, GSTR 2B shall be referred. You know your output tax, you know your input tax, you tell how much is the tax liability paid. That is self assessment method. Fixed sum method only we have the concept. What is that? The tax liability is auto-generated in form GST CMP 06, sir, and it cannot be edited, sir. Preceding quarter return furnished was quarterly. Then 35% of tax paid in cash in the return. If it was monthly, 100% of tax paid in cash. No payment of tax is required in first month. Adequate balance in cash or credit ledger is there for that month tax liability or nil tax liability. Second month also same thing. That means already adequate cash ledger balance is there or ITC balance is there. No need to pay cash. I ask you to pay 35 rupees or 45, whatever it is. No, already in cash ledger amount is there, sir, 500 rupees. You need not deposit now. Okay, so that is this particular paragraph. Shall we move on? Have you understood this payment of tax? Ra? This is what QRMP. Simple words, sir. Hmm. Irkal. First month and second month. What will you do? The moment first month and second month is over, you will file IFF, that is on or before 13th of the next month. And later you will pay taxes using PMT 06, either FSM method or self assessment method. How do you calculate FSM method, self assessment method? We have discussed on or before 25th of the next month. After third month is over, file GSTR1 for the whole quarter on or before 13th of that next month. Okay, right. Excluding IFF invoices. And pay taxes using GSTR 3B on or before what, ma? 22nd or 24th, as the case may be, depending on which state you are located. Clear? We have discussed it. The amount first month, second month you have deposited. No, that will reflect where? That will reflect where? Cash ledger. Cash ledger. Okay, right. So if it is extra, you can carry forward or withdraw. If it is shortfall, you have to deposit the balance amount. Clear? But this is extra or shortfall. How will come to know? 3B at the time of filing. 3B after the quarter is over. Am I clear? So with this, we are done with QRMP scheme. And In middle, there are various points you have referred now. Shall we see that, ma? Hmm? Yes, other than the paragraph. No payment of tax is required if first month adequate balance in cash ledger or credit ledger irukanga. So no need. Or if the tax liability itself is nil, also you need not pay. Second month also same story. Hmm. Anything else, ma? Tired, ah? Aye. So long, continuously 50 minutes I was speaking without even a break. Okay. Oh, yes, correct. You're like loyal students, ra. Sir, if sir works hard, you will get tired. Sir reads well, you will get marks. Correct? Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. So let us move on to that. Examples. Hope you are clear with this, ma. That's simple. Any month GSTR1 should be filed on or before 11th of the next month. Suppose June na 11th July. Suppose if the taxpayer files GSTR1 before the expiry of June month na, is it possible, ma? June month return can you file before June month is over? How will you file that? No, it is not possible. But the point is that there are two exceptions, ma. Mark them important, ra. Sir, casual taxpayer and normal taxpayers. Suppose in case of closure of this business or cancellation of their GSTIN, what they can do, pa? File GSTR1 even before the end of the relevant tax period. Shall we move on? Next. What is the note, ma, here? Sir, invoice details can be uploaded anytime, even during the relevant tax period. For example, June month invoices can be filed even in month of June, but you cannot file the return. You cannot click the submit button. Okay, so you can keep on updating the invoice details in the return even before the end of the relevant tax period. Uploaded invoices can I modify, sir? You can modify any number of times till it is submitted. Okay, right, super, you have gone through that. This concept already discussed. B2B supplies, whether it is intrastate or interstate, you should give invoice wise details in the return. Then only this ITC passing will be easy, correct, Amma? Irrespective of the value. Clear, Amma, Seshama? Next one, B2C supplies. B2C supplies, we are dividing them into interstate and intrastate. Interstate greater than 1 lakh, we call them as what, Ra? B2C large. Write down there, B2C large. And these two things are what, Ra? Don't laugh, Amma, Seshama. Okay, right. So B2C others. No encouragement for artists. Sure. Not you, man, that girl. Okay. I was trying to put that flower bracket. I was not getting proper shape. She was laughing. Okay. Ragging students was banned actually. Actually, the thing is now it's high time to protect the faculties from ragging. Okay, from getting ragged actually. Okay, by the students. Okay. B2C others. How do you do that, Ra? Sir, you should give state-wise, rate-wise consolidated details. Clear? What and all should be given invoice-wise? As you all know, B2B and B2C large should be given invoice-wise in the return. Shall we move on, ma? Next, sir, should I upload the soft copies of invoices, sir? No, sir. If that is also there, that's all gone. Katam. Okay. So that way, so scanned copies are not required, sir, as of now. Maybe in future government may bring that, depending on the loyalty of the taxpayers. Okay, now listen. Aggregate turnover less than or equal to 5 crores or greater than 5 crores. HSN codes 4 digits, 6 digits. Where you have read this? Registration chapter section 22 or 23. 22 or 23. Which chapter? Tax invoice, Darga, Buffalo, registration or registration. Okay, section 20. Rule 46 raw particulars of particulars of tax invoice. We have seen no one. Dabba HSN code. serial number, maximum 16 characters, all that. There we have seen, below that we have seen a relaxation, sir. HSN code, aggregate turnover exceeding 5 crores, na 6 digits mandatory. If it is less than or equal to 5 crores, 4 digits. What, madam? Doubt, huh? No, wait, 1 second. Okay, time to prove my loyalty here. Okay, fine. Yes, trust issues. That word also, you don't have eligibility to utter that word. Page number 10.2. This concept, HSN code, array. Hmm. Silk sarees, HSN code 5007 only. I remember something like that. I told. Ignore their ignorance. Fine. உங்களுக்கு recording ஆன்ல இருக்கு இல்லனா fine. You remember every nonsense thing which is not relevant, but don't remember what is relevant. Okay. So we have seen this in tax invoice chapter already. Correct, Ara? Enamma Mary? Correct, right. Let us move on to the next one. What is next one, Ra? Due dates. Already discussed that due dates. Sir, GSTR one. What is the due date? 13th. IFF. If it is QRMP scheme, na 13th. For others, now you understand why GSTR 2B is updated on 14th. Because till 13th, someone or the other will be giving information to the cloud or the data, the servers. So that is why my system will generate any report like this, correct? So till 13th, you post your sales. On 14th, it will show as purchase to the opposite fellow. Correct? Your sales are purchases to the opposite fellow. Hey, Adira Buffalo, is that doubt? Right, okay. No, listen, sir, till 13th, you will be keep on giving some invoice details in the portal. So 14th, the portal will generate what, ma? GSTR to B. Am I clear? Yes, next one. What is QRMP scheme? Sir, QRMP scheme is a cringe pro max scheme ever invented by government of India. Okay. So we have already read this point, Sama. To ease the compliance for small taxpayers whose aggregate turnover not exceeding 5 crore in the preceding financial year, file GSTR1 at the end of the third month. Wow. For the whole quarter, excluding invoices in IFF. Okay, sir. Furnish IFF for the first 2 months. Okay, sir. Under this scheme, GSTR1 is filed on quarterly basis. Tax has to be paid on. Your priority is payment, sir. So, monthly basis, you need money. Okay. Right. We have understood that, sir. Look at this line. As we have already understood, okay, who are eligible for QRMP scheme, let us analyze this further. Yenama, now these points are like cakewalk for you. This scheme where returns GST 1 and 3B are filed quarterly, but payment is made monthly. This scheme is available GSTIN wise. This is something important which you should recognize. What does it say? This scheme is available GSTIN wise. For few GSTINs of this taxpayer, he can opt for QRMP scheme and may not opt it for other GSTINs. This point sounds little bit similar something else we have read before. Think. Takali chutney. Car chutney. Takali chutney. Correct, ma? Takali chutney. Sir. Okay, right. You answer this. No. Online students. Hmm. Few GSTINs. GSTIN you will get when? That means what? Few registrations can go for QRMP scheme. Few registrations can go for. This sounds little bit similar to some concept which we have read before. Or you can compare it with exactly a different concept. What composition scheme? All registered units should go for composition scheme, or all registered units should go for normal scheme? One fellow normal scheme, one fellow composition scheme. Possible or not possible? But this is not composition. QRMP scheme. Okay, so what you can do? You can take, hey, few GSTNs take QRMP. Few GSTNs you can go for normal scheme. Are you understanding the point, Ra? It is not like composition scheme where all the registration should go for only one scheme. No, not like that. Yes, this super duper point, from first day of the second month of the preceding quarter till the last day of the first month of the relevant quarter. Okay, right. So that selecting and deselecting the option of QRMPs. Next. Before taking QRMP scheme, last month return you should have filed. Already pending returns you have. Don't come to QRMP. It is not for unprofessional people like you. Okay. Next, what is next one, Ra? Option 1's exercise shall remain valid for the Newton's second law. It will remain as it is unless and until an external force is applied. Unless the option being revised by the tax. Or how you will become ineligible? Your aggregate turnover exceeds 5 crores, then you will automatically thrown out of QRMP scheme. Okay, next one. So he becomes ineligible for QRMP scheme once his aggregate turnover exceeds 5 crores and he has to file the returns on a monthly basis from the first month of the. Suppose in middle of a quarter you have crossed 5 crores. For that quarter, finish QRMP. From next quarter, first month, file monthly. Oi, Puridama. In the middle of a quarter, you finished 5 crores turnover. That quarter, you should finish with quarterly filing. Next quarter only, you follow monthly. Am I clear? So, imagine, we not take chance here. Sir, July to September, sir. QRMP selected. Okay. Imagine on the auspicious day, July 7th, aggregate turnover exceeds 5 crore. Exceed how much, ma? 5 crore. Now, what should I do, ma, for July to September quarter? Yes. So, now, July to September QRMP. From October, monthly. From October, monthly. Done, 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 done. You are not ready for this. Shall we continue? Done the copy, Dara. Ma understood, Dara, to the extent what we have discussed. Next, what is IFF also we have discussed, correct? You have read also already, right? So IFF, is it mandatory to follow IFF? No, sir, it is not mandatory. It is optional only. If you have B2B invoices, you want to pass on the credit immediately, you pass on the credit. Otherwise, not mandatory. Correct, Amma? So already all the points we have discussed, you have also read. Those who have not read, please pause the video, go through IFF. Okay. Now, shall we move on to the next one? What is next one? Very important point, Ra. Please mark it important. Registered person ineligible to file GSTR 1 or IFF. That means you cannot follow IFF here, or you cannot file GSTR 1. When? What is the first case? If he has not furnished his GSTR 1 or 3B for any of the previous, you understand, 1 3B 1. This is a cyclic process. If you don't file 1, you cannot go for 3B. If you don't file any 3B, you cannot go for 1. But this is a chain. You cannot break any link. Jan GSTR 1, 3B, then Feb GSTR1 3B, then March GSTR1, then 3B. Like that, you should go in order. You cannot break the order. You cannot skip the line. Am I clear, ma? Shall we proceed? So you tell me, sir, if you have not filed the previous period 1 or 3B, can you file next one? Obviously, no. Next, he has not deposited specified amounts or provided explanation unpaid amounts under Rule 88. 88C, 88D. If you see, there are two things here. Rule 88C and 88D. Sir, 88C is, if you remember 88C, 88D, in one place we have referred them. What is the case? When Rule 88C will come into picture? When Rule 88C will come into picture? You will get the notice, sir, when your sales in GSTR 1 are greater than, I told you in 1 you have given 100 lakhs, while filing 3B you forgot 10, 100 lakhs, 3B 10 lakhs. They will ask you what is the reason, Patambi. That is Rule 88C, notice will come. For that you should respond. In the next upcoming pages you will read that. Simple, ma. Why there is difference, sir? Sir, sorry, sir. Mistake. Typo. I will pay. Pay the taxes, close it, give the proof. Or, sir, I have genuine reasons, sir. Explain. Your explanation may be satisfactory or not. If that is satisfactory, fine. If that is not satisfactory, officer will start recovery of the tax. Clear up? You will say, yes, sir, I am liable. Pay it. You say, no, sir, I am not liable. This is the reason. Reason, if it is satisfactory, that fellow will say, okay, get lost. If reason is not satisfactory, recover the tax. For that, Rule 88.7 notice is triggered. You are ignoring that notice. You will not be allowed to file next month 1. I am not saying your reply was not okay. I am saying you are not replying only. Okay. So you have not deposited any specific amounts or provided explanation for the correct amount. If you feel no, I am wrong, you should deposit the money. Or you have valid reason, you should give reasons. You did not do anything. You just ignored it. Then your next month 1 will be blocked. You cannot file it. Same way, sir, your ITC in 3B is greater than, in 2B 10,000 is there, 3B 1 lakh is there. Same Rule 88D. They will trigger a notice asking for your explanation. Either you are wrong, pay the tax, or you have a reason, explain that. If your reason is satisfactory, everything will be dropped. Happy. If your explanation is not satisfactory, they will recover it. Okay. But you are not paying tax and you are not giving any reply. Just like you are ignoring. You are not allowed to file next month GSTR 1. Simple. Context is same. Rule 88C and D. Structural wise, everything is same. So when it is triggered, that is different. That's all. Here, sales in 1 are more than 3B. Here, ITC in 3B is greater than ITC in 2B. Then you will get the notice. Shall we move on, pa? Next, what is next one? Under Rule 10A, do you remember? Once you apply for registration, you will get a bank account, and then that bank account details should be updated with the GST portal. That you have not done, na? Sir, your registration is liable for cancellation also. Correct? So they are telling you cannot file GSTR 1 also. You don't update the bank account details. Clear? Shall we move on? Next one, what is next one, Ra? Prior period amendments. You know this already. As I have already told you, sir, any mistakes in GSTR 1, what can you do, pa? You can rectify in next month GSTR 1. In GST, there is no concept of revised return. It is only rectification of errors. Any mistakes you do, maybe invoice details wrong or missed out or something, whatever it is, anything. You want to make a correction, na? You need not file entire June month revised return. Are you understanding the point, ma? For June month, whatever the mistakes you have done, that mistakes you can happily rectify in July month return. Not in July, but in July month return. July month return I did not rectify, sir. Then that next month, yes. That next month also I did not rectify, sir. That next month, that next month also I did not rectify, sir. That next month, that next month also we did not rectify, sir. Then that next month, how many that sir? 30th November of the succeeding financial year or actual date of filing annual return of the relevant financial year, whichever is same as 16 subsection 4, correct, Amma? I repeat again, sir, any mistakes in GSTR1 can be rectified using the next month GSTR1. In every GSTR1, there will be amendment tables. Okay, using those amendment tables, you can rectify the errors. But is there any deadline for rectifying the errors? Yes, there is a deadline, 30th November of the succeeding financial year or actual date of filing annual return of the relevant financial year. Shall we continue? Same logic even for 3B. Shall we move on? Yes, next. What is next one? Key points. Okay. What are the key points? Once registration is obtained, it is mandatory to file nil return in case there is no business, because the government should know that there is no business. Correct, Amaviji? Now, listen. Sir, first of all, one common mistake normal taxpayers will do is they will take GST registration, but they will not file returns. Because, sir, I did not do business, no, sir. Okay, even though you do, that is why, first of all, when any client comes to me for registration, I will tell them, sir, first of all, do you need registration? That I will understand. If I feel no need of registration, I'll say, you don't need registration, go. But client will be, sir, I am overexcited, kid, sir, I want registration. Then I'll say, Ray, you should file nil return if you are not doing business or not starting business, but return filing will be mandatory. And our fees also will be there monthly mandatory. That you keep in mind. He said, okay, sir, no problem. Okay, fine. Okay. So that way, what Madhira? Adra is like, even not required registration, I will give, sir. Okay, correct. Adha basic tricking, right? Yes. See, when patient comes to you with some chest pain, heart pain, something like that, you should not straight away take him to operation theater and cut the heart. Do bypass surgery. Okay. You should first check whether it is needed. Okay. Right. Yes. Coming to the point. Once you register, you should take file nil returns also. But nil return cannot be filed when? Sir, there are outward supplies, sir, or there are inward supplies covered under RCM, sir, or there are any prior period amendments, sir, or there are any credit or debit notes to be declared. Then how is it nil return? Correct. So if you have so many things, sir, any of this is there also no problem, sir. It is a nil return. If at all nothing is there, only it is nil return, sir. But you have at least sales or purchases under RCM or any prior period amendments or credit note or debit notes. Shall we move on? Next, nil GSTR1 can be filed through SMS. Somebody asked, have you filed? I never filed. Okay. Now, with your registered mobile number. So GSTR1 can be submitted through SMS. Registered mobile will get OTP. Okay. Next, GSTR1 invoice value, taxable value, tax amount should be rounded off to two decimal digits. 3B self-assessed tax shall be rounded off to nearest rupee. So invoice value, taxable value, and tax amounts in GSTR1, you should go with two decimal. In 3B, you should go with nearest. Because while paying tax, every rupee matters. हर एक रूपी जरूरी होता है. Like that. So Airtel song was there, no, once. Every friend is important. ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ you leave it. Okay, no problem. Yes, I don't know. There was one line like that. Prati friendu avasaramera. Like that in Telugu it was there. I don't know in Tamil. Okay, you heard that at least that tune, Airtel, where there was advertisement where they say every friend is important in life. The channel, the reels, what you see, God knows, in that these type of ads will not come. Leave it. Okay. Shall we proceed? Yes. With this we are done with GSTR 1. Let us finish off this GSTR 1A, Amma, so that we are done with section 37 fully. Yes. Okay, just read GSTR 1A once, please. In page number 4, bottom 2 paragraphs. Page number 5, half page, that's all. Hmm? Yes, read fast. You rest to my throat for 5 minutes, please. ம். தூக்கமா வருது என்ன மோனிகா? என்ன சாப்பிட்டீங்க மேடம்? போய் பொங்கல் சாப்பிட்டு வந்துட்டீங்களா கீதம்ல? அந்த அம்மா எனக்கு 10 இட்லி குடுத்தாங்க. நான் என்ன ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு 4 குடுத்துட்டீங்க. 8 at least idlis you give. 1 bucket of tomato chutney. Okay. Right. What happens to me in tomorrow? I don't. Right. Yes. Read GSTR 1A. Online fellows after finishing it send message in chat box are done. Yes. Done reading ma GSTR 1A. Online fellows send me some hearts. Have you understood this GSTR 1A? Little bit fully. Yeah. Mostly you should have understood here fully. Sir, GSTR 1A is nothing but what ma? We can say junior GSTR 1. Sir, while filing GSTR 1 for any month, if you have forgot giving some information or you have given wrong information, you want to correct it. Generally, what you will do? Next month GSTR 1, you do corrections, correct? Here, what are they doing? You filed a GSTR 1. Before filing 3B itself, you have come to know about the mistakes. Sir, I did some mistake in 1. Like that, you came to know. Before filing 3B, then you make that correction. Okay, so you can add or amend current tax period. This is very important. Current tax period missed out in GSTR 1, including those declared in IFF, you can make corrections in GSTR 1A. That means, sir, July GSTR 1A is used for what? To correct July GSTR 1 details, not the details which you have filed in May GSTR 1. In May GSTR 1, I made some mistakes, sir. I want to rectify them using July GSTR 1A. You can do using July GSTR 1, August GSTR 1, but not any 1A. Any 1A you want to do, sir, whatever the corrections you can do here is nothing but what, ma? For GSTR 1 immediately, which month you file GSTR 1? For that, corrections can be done in 1A. In July GSTR 1, you give some information. That information you want to change now, you can use July GSTR 1A. Or you want to add something also, you can add. Whatever you filed in previous GSTR ones, this GSTR 1A will not help you. Clear, Amma? No. Understand the logic of 1A. Sir, they have come up with this concept because 1 I filed, sir. But before filing 3B, I came to know my mistakes. So I want to add certain things or I want to amend certain things. For July GSTR 1, then you can file July GSTR 1A. But this you can do only before filing 3B. Once you have filed July 3B, you cannot file July GSTR 1A. Over, gone. Is it mandatory to file GSTR 1A? No, it is actually for corrections. If no corrections, no need to file. Okay. Key features of 1 second. Here, write down. Hmm. So July GSTR 1A to correct July GSTR 1 details, but not previous GSTR 1 details. Example, Feb GSTR 1 details cannot be amended using July GSTR 1A. Hope it is clear for you. Shall we continue? As you all know, this 1A is optional and this can be filed only once for a. Sir, in July GSTR 1A also I did mistake, sir. Next month only you correct it. You cannot again file GSTR 1A for GSTR 1A. Okay, huh? Right? So that is not possible. It allows to amend the records of the form GSTR 1 of the current tax period only. Shall I scroll my copy down? The changes made through GSTR 1A will be reflected in the liability of 3B. That is the whole agenda. Don't delay in giving correct tax. Okay. So that way, IDC for the suppliers declared or appended from GSTR 1A will be available to the recipient in form GSTR 2B of the next tax period. Please be careful with this. Whatever you file in 1A will be available only when 2B of the July GSTR 1A you have filed. But in which month 2B it will come? August month 2B only it will come. August month 2B when it will be generated? 14th September. Okay, yeah, right. There is no due date for filing, but taxpayers filing of GSTR 1 on monthly basis. GSTR 1A will be available every month from the GSTR 1 or actual date of filing GSTR 1, whichever is later. Due date is what? 11th. Imagine. You filed on 7th itself. 7th or 11th, whichever is later. From that 11th only, sir, you will get that availability. Okay. Now, will be available till the actual date of filing. As I told, July month 3B filed. You cannot file July month GSTR 1A. Once 3B is filed over, the liability shall be accordingly auto-populated in 3B. Whole agenda of 1A is what? To pay correct taxes in 3B. At least you can save some interest. Correct, Amma? So that way you can use it. Next, for QRMP filers. Hmm. For QRMP filers who file GSTR1 on quarterly basis, 1A will be available quarterly after actual date of filing GSTR1 quarterly or due date. Same logic, whichever is later, and will be available till the actual date of filing 3B for the same tax period. Details reported in 1 as well as first and second month IFF can be amended using 1A. Okay. Next, changes in recipient GSTIN for a supply reported in GSTR1 can only be rectified through for the subsequent tax period. Mark it important. What is that? If you want to change customer's GST number itself, sorry, pa 1 year it is not possible. Next month one only you have to use. The amendment tables you can use and rectify them. Okay. Next, reporting of invoices. What is that reporting of invoices, ma? B2B invoice wise, B2C large invoice wise, B2C others consolidated figure. This one, this is for both GSTR 1 and 1A. Then, ma, with this we are done with GSTR 1, section 37, and some parts of section 39 also we have discussed. Okay. Yes or no? I think almost till page number 7 we have discussed. 8 to 9 also we have discussed the overview. Just reading once is required from you. Technically speaking, till 9th page we are done, ma. Okay. Total how many pages, Ram? 17. That means almost half chapter is done, half chapter is waiting. Correct? That we will take after a small commercial break. Yes. A short commercial break. Right, ma? Let us continue. See, let us do it together. Wait. So section 38 we have already discussed in ITC chapter, if you remember. Sir, if you are purchasing something from newly registered person or you are purchasing something from a supplier who did not pay the taxes, showing sales more in GSTR1 but not in 3B, all these things, like we have discussed section 38 already before. Section 38 is nothing but what, ma? Regarding GSTR 2B. So whatever the sales supplied or provided in GSTR1 by your supplier will automatically get reflected in your GSTR 2B. And we have also understood government can restrict that to be based on the mistakes done by your supplier. I told you in future it will be like you take the GST of the supplier, go to the jurisdictional officer and ask him the horoscope of this fellow, sir, whether this fellow is a good boy or not. Okay, can we trust him? All these things you can ask the officer. That means whether he's filing the returns on time, showing proper sales in 1 and 3B, matching 2B, 3B, all these things. So if that is not done, yes, 2B can be denied for you. That is what the concept there. And this is for your just general knowledge, 2A and 2B. So do you know what is the difference between 2A and 2B, ma? Yes, 2B is static, 2A is, or vice versa. 2B will keep changing. Huh? That means what I said, 2B is static only, no? 2A is dynamic. I told the same. I told you the same thing. You doubted me. Okay, huh, right, fine. So is this fellow confusing us? No, first I said correct statement only. Okay, 2B is static, 2A is dynamic. Okay, in 2B, what will be reflected, ma? See, for example, July month 2B means July month one of your suppliers, whatever that fellow gives, will come in July 2B. That invoice may be belonging to July or that invoice might have been belonging to last year January. It doesn't matter. Whatever the information given in July GSTR 1 by your supplier will come in your July GSTR 2B. If it is a sale made in April, that will reflect in July GSTR 2B only. Why? Because that has been disclosed in July GSTR 1. So, which month invoice, it doesn't matter. It is all about which month it is disclosed by your supplier. Your supplier disclosed in July month, it will come in July 2B. Even though invoice is of April month. 2A is not like that. April month invoice will come in April 2A. Even if you have filed the return later on, after 3 months, after 4 months also, it will come and reflect only in July or April GSTR 2A. That month invoice will come in that month 2A only, no matter when you have given this invoice detail. In which GSTR 1 you have filed, it doesn't matter. Am I clear, ma? Yes, you take it as a homework. If you want to read later on, whenever you want to read, you read it. If at all, anytime at night, you don't get sleep also, you can just take the time, you read it. Okay. Yes. Oh, audit is there, correct? Audit is also there a subject. Okay, fine. Let us not talk about that. Better for you and for me. Okay, fine. For my CA final results, like today, normally the results are announcing. Like that, there is a date, July 18th, I guess. July 18th, 2017 story. I'm telling. Okay, July 18th results date. Normally exams over in May. Results May, June, July. So for me it was like till the results are announced. Obviously articles also over. Nothing else to do in life. Here and there any classes are there, I'll be going to take class and come back to my hometown. So in hometown daily morning you wake up, go to play badminton. After that have breakfast, again go to play carom board. After that come back to home, have lunch, again go to play carom board. Again come to home, have tea break, go and play cricket. After that, go roam with friends, have pani puri, bonda bhaji, all these gobi manchuri, all that nonsense. Go to movies, etc. Come back. That was seriously tremendous stage of my life. Let us not talk about after C. Okay. No, the point is you make good money, but also you should have that kind of circle where you can just roam around all that stuff. Okay, so that way for me results. Whenever I hear about exam or result, that will not give any panic or any like what fear to me generally. For me exam means I will be waiting with excitement for the exam. I think I told you the reason, Mahesh. Okay, so like that exam results date was declared, I was not at all in a panic mode. All that for me anytime the panic mode starts just 15 minutes half an hour before that. Exam 2 o'clock na I'll be chilling. Even 11 o'clock I will be okay. Morning, afternoon 1:15, 1:30, the heartbeat starts dub 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 dub. That is why the moment I sit in the exam hall 1:45, when the question paper comes to me, first I will not open the question paper. First I will close eyes and say Suklam Bardharam Vishnu like that, and Saraswati Namasubhyam like that. Not gods will bless me, just to control my senses. That's all. Okay, so that way once after that, okay, slowly surprise, super very good. No, very good. So like that, I'll be segregating the paper. Okay. So that result today, July 18th, as I told, morning badminton over, went home, had breakfast. Again, I can still remember the street, the place where I was walking. So I was walking to play carom board, breakfast over, next to play carom board, I was going. My thought was 10:30 somewhere in the morning. My thought was, today if I fail in this, I'm not worried about again writing the exam. But tomorrow morning again 4 o'clock I should wake up and study that subject called auditing. So that was my only worry, nothing else. For me, normally I had a habit of waking up early in the morning and studying, and night I'll sleep early, 9:30 like that I'll sleep. So that practice I was having. So every time 4 o'clock morning theory, I will take that way. When I was writing group one auditing, I was studying. Group two, there was one paper called ISCA, Information Systems and Controls Audit, 100 marks. One paper which has been nightmare for so many CA final students. So many people couldn't become chartered accountant just because of that paper. Okay, so well, attempted group wise actually. So group two first I have given, cleared that, and while preparing for group one, first thing in the morning 4 o'clock auditing preparation. So I was not worried about the result. Also, I was like, again tomorrow 4 o'clock I should wake up. Again I should touch that auditing book. That was my only worry. So that way auditing and all, abba. And I, yeah. Further there are that day I have cleared. Okay, clear. But before that I have what? Nice experiences. Okay, that I will share later on. Now let us finish this. Continue this. Okay. Now coming to the point, sir, furnishing of returns, section 39. Now section 39, GSTR 3B. We have already discussed about this. Sir, this is a summary return, sir, where you give all outward supplies details, inward supplies details covered under RCM, eligible ITC, payment of tax. It does not require invoice wise details. Already you have given that in GSTR 1. Your purchase invoices reflecting in 2B. So you will not give any invoice based details, you will just give summary figures. Now, every person who is required to file GSTR1 is also required to file obvious. Due dates, what are the due dates? Ma? QRMP, 22nd and 24th. These people we have met in the Indian map. Okay. Shall we continue? Right. So that you have understood. Key points also, I think you are already clear. So once registration is obtained, mandatory to file nil return, even though there is no business. Nil return cannot be filed if there are outward supplies. You have seen this, or inward supplies under RCM, or intends to take. Am I clear? So then you cannot file 3. Nil 3B can be filed through SMS. I seriously don't know. I did not do that much research actually. Maybe working SMS only, not a big deal. Should be working is what I feel. Okay, at least because of COVID, it should be working. Okay, so let us see next. This a GSTR 3B can for tax period up to 3 years from the due date. Where this point we have seen the up to 3 years concept. Yesterday while reading TCS statement filing, after 3 years you cannot file all that we have discussed. No, same everywhere. Due date itself is over 3 years back. Now you are coming to file. Now you understand. By that time you would have cancelled your registration, determined your tax liabilities, all these things, and sent it to house also. Okay, right. Yes. Next one. What is next one? This one we have already discussed. Fixed sum method and self-assessment method. 100% and 35%. 100% is monthly basis you are there. Every month 100% you pay. Quarterly basis you are there. First month 35% of the preceding tax period, that is quarter liability, and 35% is the next month after the quarter is over. File 3B. Next, monthly tax payments through fixed sum method would not be available to those registered persons who have not furnished the return for a complete tax period preceding such month. This is your first tax period. How do you go for fixed sum method? System should go for your payment history. Zero, zero, not possible. Okay. Any amount left in cash ledger after filing that quarters 3B may either be. We have already discussed this. Next one, ma. Refund claim shall be permitted only after the. Correct. I told you that first 2 months you have deposited the amount, it will be lying in what, ma? Cash ledger. Can you use it for any other purpose? It cannot be used by taxpayer for any other purpose till the filing of the return for that quarter. Next one, interest on delayed payment, fixed sum method. Sir, no interest for first 2 months. Why? Whatever system told you paid, Nora. What is mistake from your side in fixed sum method? So even though there is any shortfall, there is no interest. Okay. Shortfall between actual liability for the 2 months and tax paid using this method. Tax not paid within the due date for first 2 months. Interest on system calculated amount. System said 40, that also you did not pay. See, there are two things: shortfall or not paid at all. Here, shortfall concept itself will not come. I cannot say you paid less because whatever system said you paid. No, you cannot say you paid less for first 2 months. Interest will not come. First 2 months, system is saying right, first month 40, second month 40. You did not paid that. Then interest will obviously come, no ma? On 40 rupees, 40 rupees, whatever system said on that amount, yes, there will be interest on system calculated amount from due date of PMT06 till the date of payment. What is the due date of PMT06? 25th of the next month. From the due date till the date of deposit. Okay. Late filing of 3B, interest as per section 50. Self assessment method, interest as per section 50. We have seen, Nora. Delayed in filing return, so there is delay in payment of tax. All that story. Shall we continue? Yes. Next, it is clarified that no late fees is applicable for delay in payment of tax in first 2 months of the. Where is filing? First of all, for late filing, late fees will come for late filing. What is there for first 2 months? Do you file anything? You only pay tax. If there is delay in payment of tax, you are charging interest. Then why you will charge late fee? So for first 2 months, late fees concept is not clear, Amma. Shall we continue? Next. Sir, there are examples here from ICA study material. Take it as homework. Or just no, read no more, read no more. Same thing we have discussed. Simple, I'll tell you. The shortfall, excess amount, all that we have discussed. No. Look at this. Let us do it together. If I ask you to read alone, body present, mind absent will be there. Yes. Registered person who has opted for QRMP scheme paid total amount of 100 in cash as tax liability in the previous quarter, October to December. Guys, same July to September example what we discussed. Yes, they are talking from different October to December angle. Okay. For that, what is the previous quarter? July to September. In that quarter, how much you paid, Ra? Now what you will do? He opts to pay tax under fixed sum method. Therefore, what should he do? October month 35 he will pay. October month liability. Yeah? So previous tax period itself is October to December. Ra? So what is the relevant tax period here? Jan to March. That means Jan month liability is how much? 35 rupees. When you should pay? 25th Feb. Feb month liability how much? 35 rupees. When you should pay? 25th March. Okay. Right, sir. Done. Now, in this return for the quarter Jan to March, it is found that liability based on outward and inward supplies for January was 40. Feb was 42. However, why? Because system told 35, you paid 35. So they will not ask any. Oi, Purida, are you understanding the point? So system said 35, you paid 35. Actual liability 40, sir. Actual liability 42. It doesn't matter to me. Clear? So no interest is payable on that 5 rupees or 7 rupees. Clear? Shall we continue? Now, next one. A registered person who has opted for QRMP scheme has paid total same story 100 rupees October to December, wants to pay tax under fixed sum method, therefore pays 35. Next 35 first to 2 months. Okay, yeah. In his return for the quarter, it is found that total liability for the quarter net of available credit was 125. How much you have already deposited? 70. What is the shortfall? 55. That much you did. But he files the return on. What is the due date to file the return, ma? This is Jan to March, pa. What is the due date? 22nd or 23rd. Correct, as the case may be. Fine. 22nd or what did I say, ma? Okay, 22nd or 24th. Okay, right. Side effects of heavy breakfast. Okay. Now, 22nd or 24th. Okay, super, very good. Now, what this fellow is doing, this fellow is filing on shortfall is there. How much? 55 yet to pay. Correct. So now interest will come on what, ma? Now, interest would be payable at applicable rate on why? Because your total liability is 125. Already in cash ledger, how much is there? 70 how deposited. How much you should pay? This is just like section 50 subsection 1. Gross liability minus ITC minus cash ledger balance. Correct? So 125 is your total liability in that already cash ledger balance 70 rupees. So 55 rupees you should have deposited. When pa? Either 22nd or 24th of April. But when are you depositing? That means whatever 8 days or 6 days, whatever the delay is there. For that you should pay interest. What percentage? 18 percentage. On what amount? So this example is just to teach you on that shortfall only interest will come. Clear? Everybody, shall we proceed, ma? Yes. Babu Monish, read this rule 88C pa. Slowly and carefully. What is rule 88C? Do you remember? Ra? See, for you only to keep it even simple, tax payable GSTR 1 greater than GSTR 3. That's rule 88C. Do you remember what is the story? Officer system will give you notice. For that, what you should do, ma? You should accept the mistake and pay the tax, give the proof. Or what you should do? Sir, I have explanation, sir. Give explanation. If it is satisfactory, the notice will be dropped. If it is not satisfactory, recovery will start. But you don't do anything. Either you are not paying and giving the slip or not replying at all. Then GSTR 1 will be blocked. Next month, GSTR 1 or IFF return filing is blocked. Same logic for Rule 88D. Concept is different. The flow is ditto same. Ditto same. How much same? Na? I have just prepared Rule 88C notes and then pasted it under 88D. That much same it is. Okay. Right. Fine. Yes. Now listen. Ma. Yes. Read for Monish. Rule 88C slowly, carefully. Hmm. Slowly, even slowly. Hmm. By such amount as may be recommended by the council. That means in 88C, sir, there is a difference. What they are saying in tax payable in GSTR 1, what you disclosed, and GSTR 3B. How much is the difference now? 1 rupee. Okay, 1 rupee. Then they will trigger this notice. So, by such amount, by such percentage as may be recommended by the council. Sir, 5% difference you trigger. Like the system would have been automated, or 10% you trigger it, sir. So that way, sir, by such amount and such percentage as may be recommended by the council. In one, tax payable is 1 lakh rupees, but in 3B they have paid 90,000. There is a variance by 10%. You trigger the notice. So like that they would have embedded in the system. Shall we continue? Yes, Paridma. Correct, Amma? So for that registered person, there is a difference like that you should inform. You will inform by what? Even in portal also you will give the notice, and even to the email also you send a copy in the prescribed form. Hmm. Highlighted. Hmm. Yes, directed to what? Pay the differential tax liability along with interest under section 50 through the prescribed form, or explain the reasons. Explain the reasons within 7 days. Correct? Either you pay the differential tax with interest and get lost, or you have any explanation, you have any reasons, na? Give those reasons. Within how many days, ma? 7 days. Now, what a registered person shall do? Either pay the differential amount with interest, or furnish a reply electronically incorporating the reasons. Within how much, ma? 7 days, you know. Now, the said difference amount shall be recovered in accordance with the provisions of section 73, 74, or 74. Wherever you see 73, 74, automatically put 74A. Okay. Now, if the registered person fails to pay the difference amount, we will start recovery procedure. Or no explanation or reason furnished. Or the explanation furnished is not found to be acceptable by the proper office. Am I clear? Then this is the story. Same for rule 88D also. Same ditto. He'll give you the notice, ask your explanation, you give explanation, or make the payment along with interest. Satisfied, happy, not satisfied, unhappy, recovery proceedings. Ditto same story, man. Ditto same. Okay, this one 88D. The only difference is, sir, here ITC how claimed in 3B is greater than 2B. Shall we move on? Understood, Ara? Yes. Just read this and confirm, Mima, whether is there any difference. There is that line, you cannot edit it. You want to pay more than that, go for SAM, select the whole. What you are calculating, go for self assessment. Some method is not mandatory, no? Come on, Nitya, doubt, huh? This rule 88D alone you read, I told her. Nothing else. Hmm. C, is it same like 88C? Ditto same, huh? Procedure, everything, all that. Shall we move on to the next one? Due dates for payment of. So due dates for payment of tax are actually linked to returns. GSTR 3B, 5, and 7. So if you see, those return filing due dates and tax payments due dates are same. Okay. A non-resident taxable person or casual taxable person are required to make advance deposit of tax regarding their equal to what ma estimated tax liability for a period for which this one we have already seen in registration chapter also. Correct, Abba? Just for your clarity, due dates linked to returns. So what is this flowchart talking about? Persons not opting QRMP scheme 3B linked to 20th, that is the due date for payment of tax also. Persons opting QRMP, first 2 months what they will do, they will file something called GST PMT 06 25th. Then payment is linked to the 3B 22nd or 24th as the case may. Composition taxpayer GST CMP 08 18th of the month following the quarter. Quarterly paying taxes ra composition taxpayer should file a statement called GST CMP 08. What is the due date of that month? 18th of the next month. Next, NRTP. Sir, NRTP, non-resident taxable person, GSTR 5. What is the due date for that? Here only you will compare two things actually. Generally, due date means only one due date ma Jejamma. Okay, but here you are going for comparison. What is that? 20th of the next month or within 7 days after the expiry of registration, whichever is earlier. Suppose you have taken GST registration from 1st June to 7th June. You are a non-resident taxable person, came here for 1 week and did this. June month you should file GSTR 5. After June month only you will file. Huh? Due date is 20th July or 7 days from the expiry. That is 14th June, which is earlier. 14th June. Within that you have to file GSTR 5. Okay, ma? Because once that validity is over, that fellow will be immediately trying to leave the state or country. So GST R5 for non-resident taxable person, when they have to file, ma? 20 days or 7 days from the expiry, whichever is earlier. Okay. Next, tax deductor GSTR 7, 10th of the next month. GSTR 8 we have seen in the TCS chapter itself there itself. Okay. That is also 10th of the next month. Rectifications, ra, any errors or omissions committed, ma? Can you revise that? Revision is not possible, sir, only. So you know that can be rectified in the next return. But you cannot say, sir, any mistakes or omissions identified during scrutiny, audit, or inspection or enforcement activities by tax authorities can't be rectified. Same thing we have seen even in TCS also. Correct, Appa? What is the deadline for rectification, ra? So section 16 subsection 4 limit. Okay, so that we have seen. Next, here you just write down, ma. Hmm, NRTP registration. Wait, ma. Just I'm presenting some different way to save your space. That's all. First to 7th June. Now you tell me what is the due date? 20th July or 15th February? February. So which is earlier here? 40. Dun, 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 dun. Shall we proceed? What is next one? So the next one is that a table which is giving you all the returns, their periodicity, the due dates, who has to file all that stuff, so that in one place you can find out all these things. One we have discussed them already. 3B we have discussed. 4 composition taxpayer should file yearly. Okay, composition taxpayer. What is the due date, ma? 30th June. Did we discuss about this before anywhere? Where? 29 subsection 2. What is 29 subsection 2? Mhm. What is 29 subsection 2? Suo moto cancellation of registration by proper officer. There I told you, if you are under composition scheme, what is the condition to cancel your registration? Composition taxpayer. Hmm? File பண்றதே வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு வாட்டி. That is for normal tax. 3 months. Beyond 3 months of the due date. 30th June I told you, Ray, June kapram, July, August, September over. Still you have not filed the GSTR 4. Then why you need registration? Will cancel the registration. For composition taxpayer, sir, if you have not filed the return beyond 3 months after the due date, then your registration is liable for cancellation. There we have discussed due date 30th June. Okay, right. Next one, CMP 08 quarterly basis composition taxpayer, 18th of the next month after the end of the quarter. GSTR 5, monthly basis NRTP 20th or 7 days. 5A monthly for whomra, supplier of OIDR services as well as online money gaming. Okay, this is there only in final. Okay, next, this is also only in final. ISD fellow, when he has to file ra? GSTR 6 monthly 13th of the next month. TDS TCS fellows we have seen GSTR 7 and 8 monthly, deductor collector 10th of the next month. Nil return for GSTR 7 is mandatory but not for GSTR 8. Okay, shall we continue? GSTR 9, you have been hearing this fellow from so many, like what, long ago. Annual return should be filed. Who has to file annual return? Every fellow who is required to file GSTR 1 other than casual taxable person. Okay, so normally if you are required to file GSTR 1, same story, ma. This one you have seen who and all are required to file GSTR 1 other than these people like that you read, but including this. Correct, ma? Casual taxable person should file GSTR 1, but 9 not required, ma. That fellow's registration validity itself maximum how many days, ra? Maximum how many days? 90 days. It can be extended further for a period of maximum 90 days. So total 180. Then why we need annual return for him? Annual return, what do we do generally? What do you do? Annual return. So consolidation of what? 1 and 3B what you have filed for that particular financial year. And what is the due date for this month? 31st December of next financial year. About this fellow we have already discussed. But one small extra point for you is GSTR 9 is mandatory or optional? What is it, Madarshini? Depends on turnover. What is the turnover? Aggregate turnover less than or equal to crore, optional. If it is greater than 2 crores, and greater than 2 crores, it is mandatory. So I repeat, in GSTR 1, GSTR 9, what do we do, ma? Sir, we will completely consolidate the information of 1 and 3B for the 12 months. So GSTR 9 is not required, actually not required for input service distributor, TDS, TCS collectors, OIDR service provider from outside India to non-taxable online recipient in India. Next, non-resident taxpayers for all these people. Next, there is something called GSTR 9A for composition taxpayer. Shall we move on, pa? Next, what is the next one, Ra? 9C. Again, only it is there in your CA final or CMA final, whatever it is. Okay, so what is it, ma? 9C. In 9C, what do you do? You will reconcile your books with 9. Books with 9. 9 is consolidating 1 and 3B for 12 months. So 9 is complete GST information in returns. This you will compare with actual books of accounts. Clear? When 9C will come into picture? Sir, 9C will come into picture only when aggregate turnover is greater than 5 crores. What is the due date, ma? So now if you see here, sir, aggregate turnover rupees 0 to 2 crores. Again 5 crores and above. Correct, ma? Here 0 to 2 crores. Nothing applicable for you mandatorily. 9 you want to file, na? File it, no problem. But 2 crores to 5 crores, GSTR 9 is mandatory. 5 crore above, 9 plus 9C. Correct, Amma? You should file GSTR 9 also. You should file GSTR 9C also. GSTR 9C is also known as reconciliation statement. It is also known as what? Reconciliation statement. GSTR 9 is known as what? Annual return. GSTR 9C is known as reconciliation statement. You reconcile what and what now? GSTR 9 and books of accounts. But this is mandatory only when aggregate turnover exceeds 5 crores. Earlier, this should be certified by a practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant. Now they have removed that requirement. It should be self-certified by the taxpayer. This is beneficial for the professional, I say. Because earlier you are undertaking the risk and signing. Yes, sir, I have verified all these things correct. Now who will sign? Client only should sign. If anything is wrong, who is responsible? But client can prepare 9C on his own. Cancel, okay. So, because of the complications and technicalities, even though it is self-certified, of course, need to be prepared by whom? Professionals. Okay. So that way you need not worry about, yo, we lost signing authority here. You should be actually, in fact, happy. Why? Because you lost responsibility. But still you have to prepare and you should charge the same fees. Earlier with risk you are taking fees. Now without risk you take the fees. Clear? Right. So that is what the point. Shall we continue, ma? Next, what is next one? Self-certified reconciliation statement will reconcile the value of supplies declared in the return furnished for the financial year with audited financial statements. I told you already this one. Next, ma. Central or state government departments or local authorities which are audited by C&AG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, or auditors appointed under any law are exempt from annual return and self-certified reconciliation statement. That is 9 and 9C. Okay, next. What is next one? GSTR Then the most neglected return, final return. Clear, Amma Adra? Have you filed final return ma anytime? Final return. Form number. Then okay. What is the due date? Before. Okay. Before cancellation, right? So you should file this return within 3 months from the date of cancellation or date of order of cancellation, whichever is later, not earlier, later. Because imagine, Ray, 1st to July, they are giving order, but your cancellation can be with retrospective effect as decided by the proper officer. In case of suo moto cancellation, he is cancelling. You did not file returns from last 6 months, so he's cancelling from 1st Feb you take ma, or 1st July you leave it. 1st October let us write. November எடுத்துக்கலாம். 1st November they are giving order. Okay? My worry is you will get confused with the year or what's. 1st November 2026 you got order. Cancelled with effective from 1st to Feb 2026. This is the effective date of cancellation, retrospective effect. Now you should file final return within 3 months from which date? 1st November or 1st Feb? 1st Feb if you consider it 3 months, 8 months over. Okay, yeah. Whichever is later. Which is later? 1st to Feb. 1st November is later. Sorry, 1st November is later. So order or cancellation. Order or cancellation. நம்ம விஜி திருப்பி கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். Okay. Order or cancellation, whichever is later from that 3 months. Okay. Right. Shall we proceed? Tanora. இதோ பதிலாவது கொடுங்கடா. Araboda fellows. Okay. Right. Copied this one. அப்படியே பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறவங்க மூஞ்சி பார்த்துட்டே உட்காந்துக்கோங்க. ஆதிரா என்னன்னா இந்த பக்கம் இல்ல சேஷம்மா மூஞ்சி பார்க்கும், இல்லைன்னா துர்கா மூஞ்சி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கும். அவ்வளவுதான். நடுவில் நித்யா கூட ஓகே. சாரிம்மா, தேங்க்யூ. ஃபைன். Shall we proceed? Copied அப்பா. Within 3 months, whichever is later. என்னாச்சுமா ஜீரோ? காவ்யா சொல்லுங்கம்மா, ஏதாவது டவுட்டா? ஓ ஸ்லாஷ் புரியலம்மா. என்னதுமா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஓ ஸ்லாஷ் என்ன? ஓ ஸ்லாஷ் எஸ். ஓகேம்மா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 01 ST. ஓகே. சரிம்மா, இக்னோர் மை இக்னோரன்ஸ்மா. காப்பி திஸ். ஓகேம்மா, கரெக்ட்மா. நீங்க எல்லாமே என்கிட்ட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் தான் பார்ப்பீங்க. ஓகே, டோன்ட் வரி. ரைட், லிசன். I will not teach you normal things. Okay, right. Shall we proceed? Everybody? Yes. Okay, next. Feb காணுமாமா? சரி. This is life. You go to adjust something else will be gone. Right. Yes. What is the last one? Right. GSTR 11. What is GSTR 11, Madira? Refund claim. This will be applied by whom? People holding UIN. What is the full form of UIN? What is the purpose? To apply for refund of what? GST paid on notified purchases. Now, so shall furnish the details of inward supplies of taxable goods or services on which refund of taxes has been claimed in the form GSTR 11 with application for such refund claim. So this will be used for these people UIN. Whenever they want refund, they will apply. There is no such due date. Shall we move on? Yes. What is the next one? Finally, after all returns, we are coming to first return. Okay, right. Yes. That means you understand the importance of this. Okay. So now, first return. Can you tell me what is the purpose of this, first of all? You read it, it is all yours. That is what is that you read, you will understand the purpose. Yes, what is this written? When it is useful for you? Did we discuss about this fellow before? Where? Suspension also we have discussed. There also we have discussed. First written. Revised tax invoice concept, what is revised tax invoice? When you will use this? When there is actually a time gap between the effective date of registration and grant of registration certificate. Because if you apply for registration within 30 days, what is the effective date of registration? Date of becoming liable. You became liable on 2nd June. Applied for registration on 25th June. Got certificate on 7th July. What is the effective date of registration? 2nd June. But when you got certificate? 7th July. Till that you don't know your GST number. Without that, how will you raise tax invoice? Whatever the invoices already raised after 7th July, where you got registration certificate, within 1 month, all these invoices you can revise and make them revised tax invoice. Those revised tax invoices, which return you will use to file? First return. That is what the concept. Okay. So first return is just for the purpose of what? Declare revised tax invoices to the portal. Clear, Amma? Shall we continue? Next, what is next one? Default in furnishing the returns. So if you are going to default in furnishing the returns, sir, first of all, yes, you will get the notice, and when you get the notice for default in furnishing the returns, you should file the returns within 15 days. Otherwise, you will be subjected to what? Late fees for delay in filing of returns. Am I clear? Everybody? Yes. So with this, we are done with returns chapter. Hmm? Now let us move. Let us move on to the next concept. What is the next concept? GST practitioner. Have you heard about this GST practitioner? But till now it is clear whatever we have discussed. I know little bit dry, but we don't have a choice. Okay. Hmm. GST practitioner. Who is a GST practitioner? Have you heard that word before? Okay. Right. See, whoever is practicing GST is not a GST practitioner. First of all, okay, for your kind information, GST practitioner is a certificate given by government. You're holding that, huh? Okay, very good. So GST practitioner is a certificate given by government. Here, first of all, to get that certificate, you should be Indian citizen. Sound mind. Sound mind means not Rakshini, not you. Normally. Okay. So what you sound mind means what? Mentally fit. Okay. Right. Not adjudicated as insolvent. Not been convicted by competent court. Okay. So that way these are the basic qualities. But basic quality is not sufficient. You should also have some qualifications. Okay. What is that? Now listen. Sir, You should have been a retired officer of commercial tax. Commercial tax means what, ma? State indirect tax department, ra? Commercial taxes. That is why see here, of any state government. Okay. CBIC, central. Either in commercial tax department or CBIC, you should have served under not lower than Group B gazetted officer. Group B, not DC. Group B. It will start with DIRA. DCB. Next only 111. Group A. Okay. Group B guested officer minimum rank for 2 years. If you work for that for 2 years, you need not work for anything later. Okay. Now coming to the point, but still, if they want to practice, etc., because of the knowledge, all the stuff they gained, so you should have that experience of not less than Group B guested officer for minimum 2 years. Then you will get GST practitioner. Or you should have done as sales tax practitioner before GST under sales tax VAT. There was similar concept like GST practitioner, so you should have worked in that sales tax practitioner. Or there was something called service tax return preparer. Before GST under service tax, there was something called service tax return preparer. That way you should have worked at least for 5 years, either in that working government job 2 years, not less than Group B guested officer rank, or 5 years as sales tax practitioner or service tax return preparer, whatever it is. Now Rakshini will be thinking, sir, I am recently born, sir. Okay, 2K kid. Okay, just now came out of college, sir. Then for you this point, you should have at least some prescribed qualification. Okay. So what are those prescribed qualifications? Sir, you should be a graduate or a postgraduate from any examination which is equivalent to degree in commerce, law, banking, including higher auditing, business administration, or business management from any Indian university, UG or PG under Indian university. But the degree should be not BSc chemistry. Okay, yeah. It should be in commerce. BCom, com. I will talk about that usage. Wait one second. Commerce, law, banking, higher auditing, business administration, business management from any Indian university or any other exam. One second, ma. Graduate or postgraduate here, and degree examination of any foreign university recognized by Indian university, or any degree examination of Indian university or any foreign university recognized by any Indian university as a degree equivalent to any other examiner but equal to degree. CA equal to PG. Done. So that also they will recognize. Okay, like that. Normal regular graduation or any other course which is equivalent to degree examination or foreign degree which is recognized by Indian universities. Three things clear up. Either usual degree, either something else but recognized as degree. This one foreign degree recognized by Indian university or any other examination notified by government. At least leave it, or at least you should have passed final examination of CA, CS, or CMA. Okay. So that way, with these qualifications, you can take GST practitioner certificate. Am I clear, ma? Right. Now coming to the point, sir. Okay, sir. What if I become a GST practitioner? What is the advantage, sir? These are the advantages. What are the activities that can be undertaken by GST practitioner on behalf of registered person? What you can do? Leave about the first point. Look at the balance points. Furnish details of outward and inward supplies. Furnish monthly, quarterly, annual returns. File application for registration, maybe new registration or amendment, anything. File a refund claim. Make deposit of cash into cash ledger. Furnish e-way bill. Furnish challan details. File application for amending or cancellation of their enrollment, or file intimation to pay tax under compulsory. These things you will also do after attending the class. I mean, with that much of knowledge and hardly some 1 week, 2 weeks practice. That is why I told you ignore first point. Because except first point, I don't feel anything logical or anything advantageous to GST practitioner, because all these things you can do even without the certificate of GST practitioner. One really advantageous super duper option is You can act as an authorized representative before any office of the department or appellate authority or appellate tribunal on behalf of registered person. You can represent your client at any level up to tribunal. You can represent it with the departmental officer, or if you want to file an appeal. See, appellate authority means, first thing, how do we go for appeals? You don't like an order, you appeal that within the department first. So we call departmental appeal. In that appeal, you have lost. Now you can go to next level, tribunal. There also you lost. High court, Supreme Court, department, tribunal, high court, Supreme Court. You can go with the department, you can go till tribunal also. High court, Supreme Court, of course you are not an advocate, you cannot go. Even a qualified chartered accountant can represent his client till tribunal level, not beyond that. Being a GST practitioner, you are also allowed till the same level. And one good area really to make money in practice is appeals. And you can represent your client in appeals till tribunal level. So that is one biggest advantage what I see. Apart from that, return filing, refund claiming, logging into GST website, all these things are anybody and everybody can do. Clear, Amma? So this is the only biggest advantage what I personally feel. Shall we continue, Ma? So with this, we are done with returns chapter successfully. Yes, sir? No? Okay.